Hello everybody and welcome back to Subsistence. Does everything sound okay? I've literally raced in through the door. I've barely even had a chance to put like instant coffee on. I think it was the fastest boot up ever. 39 days, 12 deaths. Let's go on. I could always just jack it in if you want, Blakey. Like I could go and watch Vikings if you'd rather, mate. How you doing, fella? I've not seen you for donkey's yonks, Blakey. Like, how's things, man? I quite happily go and watch a bit of Vikings, mate. You know, I don't have to be here, fella. I could go and put my feet up. You know, go pay Zara a visit. Alright, look at that little asshole down there. And I can't do anything, Blakey. Like, I got no bloody bullets. God damn it. Right, well. I did hum and ah yesterday because I did have a play about with the Steam controller on my 5th save game file to consider whether or not I could maybe do something outside. Oh, a bit low on carbs. Outside of the stream in terms of trying to get ourselves some. Oh, what's it called? How many do you reckon? 4. So some materials for ammunition, but I'm afraid. I kind of lost the will to live a little bit. Shall I take? Let's take that. Let's just make sure this thing's stocked up properly. Lovely job. What have you been up to there, Blakey? Where you been, fella, mate? You been earning the hardcore pennies ready for Christmas, mate? Look at that dude still out there. Good morning, Four. Good morning, Avalanche. Good morning, Zerontheon. Good morning, Octavius. Hello, Mr. Mojo. How's Destiny 2 going, fella? Hello, Undead Yeti. Hello, Des. Zari's impotent. How do you know Zari's impotent, Des? You got a proper coffee, have you, Zara? I'll tell you what I did do, mate. You know, I was telling you about my sort of the Greggs that I normally go to was closed down. I started going to this like really nice cob shop near here rather than through the city centre. Well, the new Greggs has actually opened up this week. It's freaking huge, mate. And I did treat myself to a sausage and bacon with brown sauce, baguette, and coffee. Oh my god, it was so good, dude. It's like about 4 times the size of the original Greggs. In fact, it's the biggest Greggs I've ever seen. He's got like proper sit-down tables and things, and because it's like bang bang in the middle of the city centre, so they have like extra ovens. There's like loads of bacon still sitting there. Oh mate, it's unbelievable. And it's a bit more convenient for me as well because it's directly opposite my bank as well. So we go. Fuck the Vikings. I bet you would fuck the Vikings, you dirty rascal. Bet old Thor and Ragnar Lothbrok would get old jiggity, wouldn't they? Throw in a bit of the old Van Diesel as well. A little bit of a threesome cheeky dinkering going on. Thor, you'd be up for that, wouldn't you, Thor? Van Diesel. Ford Fiesta, Ford Transit Diesel, and old Ragnar Lothbrok. God, blimey, mate. I think I'd be up for a bit of that, to be quite honest with you. Old Lagatha, though. Oh, blimey. I do like a bit of Lagatha. Is it Lagatha or Agatha? I can never sort of quite get her name right. I know I used to call Floki Loki, but I think Loki's actually a god, isn't he? Is he one of the gods? Right, let's get... I don't even know what to do. Let's just hit some bloody trees with an axe. That's always a go-to something to do in a survival game, isn't it? The price, though. Mine was £3, dude. £3 for a sausage bacon baguette with brown sauce and I had a cappuccino with no chocolate. I could watch the Liverpool highlights. Oh, I don't know anything about yesterday's match, mate. In fact, to be honest, mate, I didn't even know if they were playing. I was reading Blakey Lake. I know it's a bit of a touchy topic, but I hadn't realised that they called after the horrendous tragedy all those years ago, Blakey Lake, that they had officially as a club, you know, the unofficial club forums, etc., had all caused for a complete boycott of the Sun newspaper because of all the shit that they printed in the aftermath of the tragedy, dude. I never knew that. I'm hopefully seeing my brothers, well, I say hopefully, I will see my brothers over Christmas. I'd like to have a chat with them about that, because I wasn't aware of the kerfuffle that had occurred. What's that? Prime emotes. What on earth are they? Yeah, what are they? What are those things? So we're going to get too complicated on Twitch soon. I don't know what the hell's going on. I remember those Halloween emotes as well. Can you still use those if you manage to buy them from the loot crates? Oh, that's not old news, Mojo. That's nearly like 15 years old. It's not months ago, dude. It was like days after the original Aftermath. But I didn't read about it until like literally sort of last week, this week. Nothing to do with months ago. In fact, it makes me wonder what happened months ago as well then, Mojo. Did they revive that boycott or... So you can only use them if you unlock all of the emotes. That seems a bit naughty. So if you bought loot boxes and only got 2 out of however many it was, you can't use them at all. Can't even remember when that happened. That's got to have been in the 80s or something, right? I remember my dad used to talk about it a lot. Can't remember. So in fact, what I'm on about, it's even longer than 15 years ago, isn't it? Jesus Christ, it's freaking decades ago, right? Is it? I don't know. I can't remember the date, mate. Bet my brothers know. So I know. In fact, Zara, yeah, sorry, but I was just getting to you because you can't buy the Sun here. They recently tried to deliver flyers over here to promote their shitty newspaper and Royal Mail. He refused to even open the boxes. They shipped them back because no one would touch them. Nice, dude. Nice. I didn't realise, honestly, I was completely oblivious to it. So that maybe that's what Mojo's talking about. Then maybe there was like another attempt, you know, to get around it by, you know, Mr. Maxwell's Sun paper. Maybe that's what you were referring to. Yeah, I was quite. I actually read quite a lot about it. Bizarrely enough, I still can't remember the bloody date or anything. But I was quite appalled, especially with some of the interviews that were done around it with the editor-in-chief at the time. Oh yeah, no, it's not about the inquiry, Mojo. No, this was about the lies that the Sun newspaper sort of printed. You know, literally sort of 48 hours, 24 hours after after the incident. And the fans were just absolutely just, you know, with the agony and anguish of what had happened, to find out that the Sun was essentially sort of belittling the fans that, you know, many of whom, you know, literally escaped with their lives kind of thing. And, yeah, I'm sure, like you said, more things were happening as a result of the inquiry, etc. many years later. But this all occurred almost immediately afterwards. The whole of... Liverpool essentially just they were burning the papers in the streets, weren't they? I never knew anything about it, but then again, you know, it wasn't, you know, I wasn't around when it happened, I suppose. But there's a big bloody bear there. A big bloody bear, mates. Let's get out of here. It was the for those of you that don't know, we're talking about the tragedy at Hillsborough, where a large number of fans lost their lives at the during a Liverpool Football Club match. It's tragic. Hang on, it's not Hillsborough, is it? Hang on, Hillsborough was the stadium that burnt down, in it. Who mentioned Hillsborough in chat then? Hillsborough was the Anfield one was where they all got which was the one? Hang on, there were 3 big ones, weren't there, with the footy clubs? There was the crushing, wasn't there, with the fences. Then there was the Hillsborough collapse during the fire. Then there was the... Oh, what the hell else was there? Hillsborough was the one that we're on about, wasn't it? But that was... I think the things that the Sun had printed was something about, like... Was it like fans pissing, as in urinating, on the police from afar? That's the Hillsborough incident, right? And you'll be able to tell me, so I'm trying to concentrate on staying eaten by bears. They were talking about what was the one where they all got crushed, or was that Hillsborough? Was that all part of the same one? But there was another incident at a football match, wasn't there? Around the time where they couldn't get out. Obviously, they were trying to flee the ground during the fire, weren't they? And they were essentially getting crushed because there weren't enough escape routes or not enough traffic volume to get people out safely. But then there was another incident around the same time, because it was all like super high profile, wasn't it? 1989, during the 1988-89 FA Cup final between Liverpool. Am I safe? Yeah, let me just have a quick look so I don't get eaten. Between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. Was it Forest, was it? 96 fatalities and 766 injuries, making it the worst disaster in British sporting history. Overfilled and people lost their lives for. The Sun came out and blamed the Liverpool fans for it. Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, and that's the that's the other. I forgot about that. Yeah, about the there was a lot of cover-up, wasn't there, around the number of police actually at the site and things. But the Sun had kind of twisted it all around and were essentially blaming the fans, and they were like spitting at policemen. And I think they were inferring that one of the policemen that was trying to give life-to-life, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, etc., to one of the fans that were badly injured, and they actually started beating him up. It was such a mess, honestly. I got to admit, even like the unofficial website, Liverpool website that I visited to try and find some information about it when I first sort of read, that there'd been this boycott. Even they seemed to sort of like be inferring that there was so much just like bad information about the whole event, and it does make I tell you what it made me realise was the power that the Sun actually had, and probably still does have. It is the worst trash newspaper in the UK, isn't it? But when they print something, I think at the time the Sun was such a huge. I mean, it was like the biggest paper at the time. I don't know what the biggest paper is in the UK at the minute, but it must have sold millions and millions of copies on a daily basis in the UK, right? And I think the problem was that people believed what was printed, and that put a real shadow over, a city that had had a tragic accident, but then was also essentially being blamed for it. I mean, Jesus Christ. Bradford City Fire during the industry, that was 85. So what was that the one where? Hang on. So which was the one where loads of people were getting crushed? Was that both incidents, Mojo? There was the third one as well, Daily and Sunday Sport. Are they the big ones, mate? Yeah. Is the Daily Sport still a thing? Does the Daily Sport, is it still actually? I'd see that surprised. I thought something like that would have like just died, mate. In this age of political correctness. We lost the page 3 girls. So is the Daily Sport like the last bastion of hope for young males, is it? I didn't realise that was still around, fella. I suppose, like they say, sex sells, right? The Daily Sport. I used to work in a place, and there was what the hell was his name? Dave. I can't remember his name. Oh, I shouldn't say it out loud anyway. Dave used to bring in, what was it? The Daily Sport, the Sun. And there was another one at the time. Oh, and that one was even worse than the Daily Sport, mate. I mean, that like the front page of the third one. I'm trying to think the name of it. Every headline was about alien invasions and things, but it just had a picture of a semi-naked woman on the front. It was even worse than the Daily Sport. Was it Daily Star? Could have been Daily. Yeah, it might have been, mate. Yeah, I don't know what it was called. I know there were 3 used to bring in all the time. It was unbelievable, mate. I kind of thought that sort of stuff would maybe have gone the way of the dodo, but... So wasn't there a third really bad accident, though? On a more serious note? Obviously, you're talking about the Bradford fire, which I don't know much about, to be honest. You got the big Hillsborough incident, which was the fire, which I think I'm getting confused with... I think there were a lot of injuries as a result of crushing, weren't there? So maybe I'm getting mixed up with that. But I'm sure there was a really big third one as well, wasn't there? Wasn't there something to do with one of the bigger clubs in the balconies or something, with people coming over the tops of the balconies, something like that? Really, Blakey, like, Jesus, it's scary, isn't it, mate? It's so. I mean, I was reading that article, a couple of 3 weeks back, whenever it was, and it was really weird, sort of looking at, the newspaper clippings that they put up on their forums and the excerpts from the newspaper and all the lies that were being printed. And I honestly got the impression that sort of stuff, they just won't get away with it these days. It literally read like something that, I don't know, like an adolescent kind of wannabe writer would have written. It was grammatically kind of strange. It was very sensationalist. You could totally read between the lines, the accusations. I don't know, have things changed in the journalistic world over recent years? With the ever... Oh, I've got the arrows. With the ever sort of present threat of legal action. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, mate, I don't read newspapers. The last newspaper I read was the Metro, like last week. I think I was talking about something I'd read in that. That seems to cater more for just general nonsensical celebrity news with maybe 1 or 2 serious articles in it. Liverpool and Everton banned the Sun reporters from being at their football games. Well, they were apparently, Azar, one of the things that I was reading when I dug around, like I said recently, was that they were actually pretending to be working for other local newspapers in Liverpool, mate. They were actually lying as to which outfit they worked for in order to try and get interviews with people. That's how low they were sinking. You know, they were actively using falsified journalistic IDs to say they were working, like, you know, the Merseyside Gazette or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, my family's massive Liverpool supporters, massive. My dad was a huge Liverpool supporter, so both of my brothers, who are really into football, you know, it was only a few years back that they actually managed to get to Anfield for the very first time. You know, it was a bit of dream of theirs, but, you know, it's a long way to go from Birmingham. It's very, very expensive. You know, it was getting all the brothers and dad together to actually go there and watch a match. You know, it took a lot of planning, believe it or not. But they did, and they've been back since as well and love it. You know, it's a fantastic buzz. They absolutely, you know, if they could go every week, I'm sure they would. Oh, I'll have a look at that later, Major. It's honestly, it's really scary because I'm not a big footy fan, I suppose. It made me realise just how many people are crammed into these massive super stadiums these days. I mean, it really is a recipe for flipping disaster, and, you know, unless people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, back then, everything was kind of done with a bit of a wing and a prayer, you know what I mean? It wasn't anybody was, like, deliberately cutting any corners, maybe. I just don't think anyone sort of foresaw the tragedy happening. I'm sure there were plenty of people that were essentially blamed for it. And in these sort of situations, there's always a primary scapegoat, I suppose, isn't there? And, I mean, I don't know what the outcome of it all was in terms of hearings. Like you said, Mojo, it's something relatively recently, wasn't there? Oh, I was trying to make arrows, wasn't I? I need some sticks. Craft. 2. And then what we'll do is we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is such a pain. Oh, hang on, didn't he say something about control and shift clicking? I don't know what he's on about. There we go. So it's shift and right click moves single ones, not control. There we go. Look at that. Oh, game changer, lads. Game changer. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Fist. I know you were saying control originally. If I do shift, there you go. Look at that. Lovely jubbly, mate. Not that that's the right amount, but I managed to catch a glimpse of the Metro this morning. It was basically I have no idea what it's about, but is it something that you shall do something to do with some woman who lost a shoe in Debenhams or some crap? I don't know whether it's an advert or it's actually something that really happened. I've got no idea. Apparently some you know, good-looking lass had a sparkly shoe in Debenhams, and some bloke, I don't know what the hell it was all about. Yeah, I got it, Fist. Cheers for that, mate. Total game changer, that, mate. Definitely going to find that a lot handier than I was. Anfield's amazing experience. The pub next door is amazing too. Oh, I'm sure they went there. I'll have to ask them, like you like. Can't stand football, and Jesse. I've always preferred rugby because I play rugby more than I play football, you see. So. Do they drive, or was it a train ride? They went by train. I think every time they've been by train, mate. I'm sure they did. So yeah, it's although you've got me wondering now. You know, I think the very first time they went there was for I think it was my dad's birthday, and I think he drove. In fact, I'm pretty sure the first time he drove, and then they went via train ever since. My dad's always enjoyed driving, but it meant he couldn't have a drink on the way back, you see. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did the old train ever since. Although I can't imagine them going again now, to be fair. Now Dad's no longer here, but I'm sure they will. It'd be nice if they go to sort of have a drink with him. You're right, Wrecker, how you doing, fella? How's things? You're right, Quagmire. Hello, Mickey. Sorry, guys. Do you go, like, fairly regular, Blakey? Like, I mean, I know you're a big footy fan. I mean, do you, you a season ticket holder for anywhere? You're right, Commander Jan? Survive the Nights are sending builds to Steam this week, like they were like... we always knew that, Fist. They told us that Wednesday last week. The weekend just gone, they were sending the codes out. This week, they were sending the final build through to Steam for whatever kind of approval process was going through. And then as soon as that happens, it will then become an unlisted game on Steam. And then at that point, they will look into reopening up the servers. So we already knew that. That was the update from Wednesday last week. No, I've got it on time. I mentioned it yesterday. I need to get rid of it, mate. I think Zar had the bright idea of putting it on timed message, and I completely forgot to get rid of it. So, Zar, go back to my original point then. Is it basically boycotted throughout Liverpool? Can you not walk into a newsagent and buy the Sun newspaper? No. Do places just not stock it then? I think in so many ways that's freaking amazing that the whole city stood their ground against some national journalistic sack of crap. I'd say I'm going to be honest, right? I used to read the Sun. I mean, like I said, Dave used to bring in Sun Daily, whatever it was, Mirror, Sport, whatever the hell they were at the time. And that was kind of like our daily source of, tabloid press news. And I'm gonna be absolutely blunt and honest. I'm pretty sure at the time I kind of took everything at face value. You know, if it was in a paper, I had no reason to disbelieve it. But I do remember being a PC gamer and reading an art. You know, as you can imagine, a bunch of lads all sitting around, having a bacon butty or whatever, and showing the newspapers around. And I remember one of the guys had mentioned something about a game, one of these classic violence in game nonsensical things, something to do with Call of Duty, if I remember correctly, that the Sun had published. And it was at that time that I realised the Sun literally just made stuff up. I don't think in my own naivety as a young man, I just hadn't realised that, things that you kind of expect it to have an element of truth, or at least some relevant amount of research put into it. And because it was the first time that there'd been an article in a big national newspaper that I actually knew more about, as a gamer, I was in that arena. I knew more about the topic under discussion than quite obviously the journalist did, who was simply trying to write a sensationalist piece, essentially tying in, Call of Duty and violence and all the rest of it. And it was only through that experience where I knew more than what I was reading that... And literally listening to my friends at the time who weren't gamers, they were a lot older than me, some of them, believing and discussing the same way we'd discussed 101,000 other stories of the day, in the same vein that we had always done. In other words, they were believing the tie-in, they were believing what was being read out to them, or that they'd literally sat there and read themselves that morning, that, that there was this... irrefutable link between the two, and then it was blatantly obvious, and that computer games should be banned and all the rest of it. And I remember that. I remember that quite vividly. I think you have to have that experience to realise that actually everything you read isn't true. I mean, it's a bit different now with the internet, isn't it? Where you kind of know that's the case. Gun not on the toolbar. It's there. Look. Are you blind, Jan? Are you blind, sir? JB yesterday, we'll have an update out once we send builds over to Steam sometime this week. I'll update over the weekend at the very latest. Yeah, that's kind of... We already knew all that, Fist. Yeah. I think they confirmed the builds were going out on Monday or Tuesday. They'll reach the sun. Well, we use, that's what I'm saying, you know, we used to, you know, people change, times change, don't they? So it is completely boycotted. It's been a while since I was last in the newsagents, but you might be able to find it in a corner shop somewhere. Right. Oh, that's nice. Well, it's not as nice as my Greg's coffee, like. Right, so, this doesn't appear to be on, does it? Oh, I've almost given up with all this, to be honest. I just don't see how we're going to do it. Can you actually put anything in here? No, you can't. I'm going to need some ash, which we haven't got a huge amount of. Just switch to our light. Gunpowder. Craft. That's shocking, so I need potassium desperately. Oh, I need scrap iron as well. It's not only is it way too complicated, not that it matters, but it's just such a complicated thing for ammunition. Just simplify it, for the love of God. Look at that. That's it. That's all I can make, guys. That's literally everything. So what do I need? I need some potassium, zinc, and coppers. I think I'm probably better off putting a couple of stacks of potassium in there, I think, for now, right? Probably better off. That. Oh, you can't shift click back in. Yeah, so I better go and do the crops, haven't I? Let's get some meats cooking away. Butcher. 3 yummy. Ooh, look at that, a bit of rabbit and a bit of chicken. Take that with us. That can go back in there. And that can go in there. I'm going to split those. It's starting to get a nice... See, if I make one more stick. Let's hop the fire up as well. Right, okay, so let's just go and check the plants out up top. What have we got? So once that's done... So they're fully grown then, right? Ooh. Ah, so they're not actually done yet. Right, okay. So if I want to carry on producing cotton, how do I make a cotton seed? How do I make cotton seeds, guys? Or is that a cotton seed? No, that's just raw cotton. How do I make a cotton seed? I'm confused. Yeah, I'm freezing, quite literally. How do I make a cotton seed? So that just went down from 8. Drop, split, or what's it? Drop, split, or what's it? Put it in here or something. Are you telling me once I've grown plants I can't extract seeds from them? Is this game sort of fucking like special or something? That is so freaking stupid. I'm being an idiot, right? I'm just being a complete knob, yeah? So you're telling me... That can't be right. I swear I extracted a seed from something once. Drop, split, split one, eat. Extract seed, look. So why can't I extract a seed from the cotton? What the fudging hell? I swear to God, Ugh. Okay, cloth. How do I make cloth then? It's going to be under cloth. There we go. And it's just, farming just ain't worth it. Again, another example where essentially the game has got a really, really lovely, robust system, but the balance just makes it utterly not worth your time bothering. Oh no! I just turned the fire off. You know what I mean? It's just pointless, isn't it? Farming, it's so expensive on ash, which I need for ammo, water backwards and forwards. What a bloody bunch of cack, mate. In which case, let me think then. So, might as well take that. I'm gonna have to take biofuel now as well, aren't I? Look, it's a good job I've got one spare, otherwise we'd be knackered. Is there any? Do we have any biofuel? Oh god, that's. Oh my god, what happened to all my biofuel then? I mean, I know I can make more out of that, but Jesus. So, crafting, fire starting kit. I just need a little bit of the old plant fibre like. I can't believe I misclicked on that. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say the farming I'm super impressed with, but not now I know I can't even get seeds back. I mean, that's just stupid. It's just stupid. There is no defending it. There is no making it sound better than it is. It's just fucking stupid. If I want to do that now. Should we just leave it off or not? Nah, let go on then. Let's light it. Let's sod it. I need a bit of food anyway. Ignite! Bring that and that back in there. Shall I go and do a midnight run for water? What's that? Burn the game, put on Tomb Raider. I've definitely started noticing lag with the glow stick for the first time. I don't know if there's been an update that's caused that. I don't think there has been. It's only been doing it like the last sort of 2 to 3 days. I'm not sure whether it's a mix of all the different lighting sources we've got in the house. You know, we've got the electric light, we've got the glow torch, we've got the refinery laser beams, we've got the stove. You are not being a knob. The game is. I tell you what, it's constantly 2 steps forward, 1 step back with this game. So we're getting hopefully a good chunk of potassium coming in. But the crop plots were alright, weren't they? So I just need, like, while we wait for that water, let's just grab ourselves a little bit of this. Eat all. Yeah, I'm quite gutted about that. I was looking forward to keeping my cloth. I was having to have like one. In fact, when I was on my way home today, I thought we'll try and aim for another crop plot today. One that would be purely for carbs, one that would be purely for medicinal herbs, and one that would be purely for cloth, for bandages. And then that would make us slightly more viable. Let me just turn my phone up because for some reason it's gone really quiet. Can't hear the ring. So that's now going to turn off until we trickle feed that back up to 500 then, yeah? I suppose the one thing I do need to do is go and repair my actual building, because it is actually looking quite bad, isn't it? It's like doing anything. A bit closer, I think. You get 4 frames per second on Banished. What on earth? What, is that just because it's a terribly optimised game, or is that indicative of an issue for? Make padded cloth. Can't make fuck all. I ain't got it. I only got 6 bloody cotton, dude. It's freaking stupid. Like I said, I was kind of hoping to do that, Fist, and build up a bit of a stock of healing bandages. I hadn't thought about padded cloth, but yeah, we could have done that. And mate, I'm going to guess that's like for armour and things, but it just ain't worth it if I can't get the seeds, dude. Then what's the point? So what is it with the roads then for? Why is that such an issue? Is that like a known bug that everyone has? Is it? Or good morning, Nina. How are you doing? How are you feeling, Nina? Are you over your urgy lurgy? I hope you're feeling a bit better today, mate. When putting roads down only, it's a huge. Oh, well, it's your own fault then. Amateur bloody modder. You could have made padded cloth, but I don't know how far. You didn't know farming was quite as broken. It's totally broken, mate. It wouldn't be so bad if the tomatoes I couldn't get the seeds out of. You know what I mean? So there was just no seed production. But to have some stuff with seeds and some stuff not with seeds just reeks of. Well, I'm not gonna say it. Let's eat all of that. Eat all of that. It's really hard, isn't it, talking about a game like this, because I know it's been done by one man and therefore pretty much gets a free pass on anything and everything. And I really do mean that. I'm trying to the best of my ability, keep that in check. But I suppose at the end of the day, if someone's buying a game, do they really care whether it's made by one man or a team of 75? I mean, if a game's frustrating or if a game's sort of fundamentally illogical, then you shouldn't give it a free pass, really, should you? I'm trying to be respectful to the amazing accomplishments of cold games, really. Oh dear. Come on, chop chop, Mr. Rabbit. Have one more bit of nosh and then we'll head out for the day. How are we doing? How fast does this trickle? Very, very slowly. Oh, hang on, I was going to look for... You were talking about lockpicks yesterday, weren't you, Fist? Need 89 fragments and 500. Oh, I'll work towards that. But to be honest, mate, I can't have the... To be honest, Fist, I don't know how you're doing what you're doing. It's as simple as that. Either you haven't done as much as I have done in terms of, you know, farming and 1,001 other things, or your game just seems to be on easy mode, because... I can't get... I can't manufacture lockpicks because that requires having trickle feeding on this. Unless I can light the generator, which I can't because I've got no fuel, and I can't have the fuel because I haven't got the ammunition to kill the animals, and I can't get the ammunition to kill the animals because I can't run the refinery because this thing's freaking stupid. I just don't get how you're doing what you're doing, mate. Your game simply must play... massively different to mine. Everything that you say about how you do it differently to me, I can't do. If I make a lockpick, I'd be lucky to make one lockpick a day on trickle feed, mate. And that means I'm not producing ammunition, which means I can't kill animals, which means I can't produce fuel. It's absolutely, utterly unbalanced, and I really hope that gets sorted ASAP. Or give us a shitload of sliders on the start menu of the game. Or get us somebody bloody modder in to fix it, because it literally is destroying an amazing game right now. Yeah, but how'd you get the ammunition to do the wolves, dude? Well, like I said, I can't even make ammunition, mate. I'm lucky to get like maybe 4 shotgun shells a day, if I'm really lucky. I think you're just on easy mode. I think you're on some sort of tricked out, fucked up, twisting, incorrectly corrupting, boshed installed version of Subsistence, quite frankly. We're going to take the we were talking about it yesterday. What was the discussions? We were going to take the pistol, weren't we? Go and try and shoot things and get some fat from that. But and that'll be a short-lived experience, quite frankly. Oh, there's a surprise. Let's try and get some more wood. You have plenty of energy and mass storage in 9mm of the walls. Yeah, I know we were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? Yeah, we'll give it a go, mate. At least get some animal fat and some... Oh, Jesus, did you see that explosion there? Wow. Oh, shit, did I shut the front door? I don't think I shut the door, dudes. Can't see him. That doesn't mean he's... I can see him, I can see him. Oh shit. That's my one shot I had to try and get him, and I've just lost it. That's me screwed, basically. I think I did hit him. Should have hit him then. Oh, there you go. Wonder what the range on the arrow actually is. I did hit him with that shot then, but I didn't quite get a headshot, I don't think. How come I'm still bleeding? I've just used the bloody bandage. What the hell? Oh, I know. I've actually changed my bandage key. I changed it yesterday. Because I wanted the rifle and the shotgun together. Right, so we've got 50 and 24. So let's take that and... Just see what else we've got over here. Hang on. That and that in there. What else did I need? That and that, right? I've got one of those. I've got... Oh, really? Got one of those. One of those. Shall I just go out with a pistol fist, do you reckon? And then we're going to want some ammo, rifle rounds. Look at that. All that, and I've got like about 8 rounds. It's just freaking stupid. Okay, so... Okay, at least we can probably take one dude out reasonably easily now. So take a backup bandage. What's bandage? Cloth, right? Yeah, I like it. You know, all this looks cool. Just let me make more of it more easily. I'm quite happy. Got 100 feathers now, dudes. That's nice. I don't know, let's go and hunt. Go and try and find that hunter, or try and. Where do you reckon he came from? Do you reckon he was from the main base over there? The trouble is, the other dude's got a helmet, and I really cannot take on dudes with helmets until I've got a bit more ammo. That dude up there. It's a wolf. I don't know where he was from, Fist. Sorry, I've just read you about going to attack their base while they attack mine, but... Oh, Jesus. We just got to just keep that refinery going, ain't we? The door's closed, isn't it, guys? You can see the handle down. The door is closed. You bloody knobbers. Traps would be nice. It might take a bit of balancing, but yeah, as long as the hunters have access to them as well, then yeah, why not? Did you figure out that alternate sensitivity in the end, Fist? Because I definitely couldn't find it. There's mouse sensitivity, but there's nothing about mouse sensitivity when ADSing. Expecting him to sneak up right behind me. Can I just make an advantage? There's a dude. Look, I can see one dude. Still not totally convinced I understand the effective range on this. There's another dude up there. Look. So there are 2 of them. God, that's a terrible shot. I'm having to slow down. Yeah, he's got the helmet. Look, we're screwed, mate. We're screwed. Let's see if we can grab what he's got and get the hell out of there. Oh, it's some pretty bad shooting, but again, it'd be nice if I got the ammo to practice to shoot. I'm having to get headshots, you see. I can't risk taking body shots. Oh, we're screwed. So bandages don't actually... no, I've just... no, okay, no, I've just learnt something. Bandages don't actually heal. Bandages just stop bleeding, is that right? Right, okay. I don't think I was aware of that. Does it not say? Shite. So, presumably that's what the other healings... Oh, have I just... I think I've just healed again, you idiot. That's what that's for then, the health kit, isn't it? Oh, dude, the game is so good. Honestly, I really fancy going out. You know, with a stack of like 50 ammo and a couple of health kits and maybe 10 bandages. You just can't do it. The game's just fundamentally broken. No, I'm just gonna be absolutely brutally honest. It's just broken. It's just too slow. It's beyond acceptable. There is an absolutely incredible game here, but it's just not worth the effort. It's just... Yeah, I don't know what else to compare it to, guys. I don't think there's anything else out there that has got such a wonderful, wonderful sense of survival. You know, the AI is really, really good. You know, you just see me take out one dude from a distance. The other guy, you know, I've not got the ammo to risk taking him on with a helmet, especially with low ammo. You know, the loot you get from them is not good enough. You know, it's too difficult to make lock picks. It's too difficult to farm. And when I say difficult, too time consuming. Honestly, I feel like this game is literally on the precipice of like absolute freaking sheer genius. And at some point, somebody just came in and completely stalled it and just literally took a wonderful game and sucked all the fun out of it. Like, literally sucked the fun out of it. It's more frustrating. You spend more time thinking, oh, God, you know, I've got that lockpick, shall I go and get it? Than you do, like, just cracking on having a bit of a giggle. So close to having, like a mega bestseller. I can understand why no fucker plays it now. Like, honestly, you know, I've been looking around on YouTube, Twitch. There's such a huge lack of coverage for this game. And I have to say, I know exactly why. It's no wonder people play it for like 10, 15 hours and just say, yeah, fuck that then. The start of the game is actually really brutal, really good fun, but you don't get any better. You just don't get more efficient. You essentially just end up stalling. At the start of the game, you've only got 1 or 2, maybe 3 things you need to worry about. You're just trying to build your base, you're trying to keep yourself well fed and hydrated, and that's about it. You know, you're gathering resources. Now I'm trying to do all that, and I'm no better at it, plus I'm also trying to do all the other advanced things, such as farming, raiding, you know, crafting lockpicks. The progression of the game is fundamentally flawed. But the beauty of it is, it can be fixed, right? It can be changed, like literally overnight. I really hope he does. I really do hope he does. I don't know about overcomplicated, Jan. Illogical, I think, is a better word. It's completely sort of tier-based, and it's very messy and feels kind of like over-convoluted rather than actually complex. I mean, it's not that it's doing anything that any other game hasn't done. It's just added a layer of sort of illogical crafting to it. I was talking about this, Smello, and it's something I'm seriously thinking about, mate. He's actually trying to build... we spoke about it yesterday, and we were comparing it to Ark, Smello, and it's a really good idea. The problem is, that's not my real issue. I mean, the ash is an issue, but like we said, we do what we do in Ark for charcoal. We just make a load of campfires, mate. And just set them to burn once a day. You know, that'll easily increase our ash production. The problem is, it's not just ash that I need. I need zinc, I need copper, I need potassium. And it, you know, I literally make 4. I mean, it's ludicrous, mate. In order to make ammunition like this, right? It's 4 ammo. This is the game in a nutshell. If ever I wanted to explain this game to somebody and why it's frustrating, I need 4 ammo casings, yeah, and 10 gunpowder. Listen to what I'm saying. 4 ammo casings, 10 gunpowder to make 1 bullet. I'll be back in a sec. Right, sorry about that. Sorry, just had a parcel delivered for the girlfriend. It feels like a picture frame or something. Am I going to play, what, Spellforce 3? What the hell's that, Ghost? Spellforce 3? That sounds like some sort of, like, Tom Clancy game sort of based around Middle-earth or something. I have no idea what that even is, mate. Feel free to link it. The game I am looking at, and I don't know how many of you had a chance to look at it yesterday, and I really, really tried not to spend too much time. I spent about 15 minutes on that Norfolk fella's Twitch channel. Islands, spelt Y-L-A-N-D-S. Islands. It's a bit janky. You know, there's a little bit of stuttering and stuff on the old game as various things load in and all the rest of it, but it does look very cutesy. Just whether or not there's any actual content there, I didn't get a chance to see any real gameplay, just more what the game looked like and how it ran. It's out on Steam today, have a look in. It's an RPG real-time strategy. It's such a weird name for it. It sounds like a mobile game. It immediately puts me off, which I know is silly. I'm sure it's a fantastic game, or potentially, but Spellforce 3 just sounds like really, really lame. Oh, it's crazy. I was saying to Fish yesterday, I think one of the most frustrating things is that Fish was saying that, you know, it's a very, you know, constructive and, you know, respectful community. But I'm sorry, if the community's not raising issues with pacing on this game, then one or two things. I don't want to tar everyone with the same brush, and I do apologise in advance if I upset anybody. But if you're playing this game and you've only fed back positively on it on the forums, and you've not raised the issues with ammunition production, and general energy and mass production with the BCU. No, I just don't feel like you're playing the game the same way I'm playing it, which is as a, you know, a long-term game. I still don't understand how Fist's doing what he's doing. I mean, how many of you watching this playthrough genuine? It's a serious question. You know, the more people that can answer this, you know, the more content I'll feel. At least I'll have an answer whether or not I'm misjudging it. How many of you actually watching the playthrough genuinely feel that there's something wrong with the overall progression, speed, and balancing of production in particular? Did you actually feel that it's okay? Did you feel that it's balanced, or do you think that, yeah, you know, it seriously needs looking at? I'll leave that for you guys. I can only give my opinion, and I'm sitting here playing it the best I can. Combat seems really good, though. You know, I think the one thing I did want to get to was the hunters, and I've been super impressed with them. It's just that I feel like they are not really the best part of the game at the minute, because I can't engage with them, because I just haven't got the ammo to go and have some fun. It's almost like I need my ammo to do other things or to protect my base. I can understand you know, if maybe for the first, like, week, 2 weeks after the BCU's been put down, you're not really supposed to go attacking them, because I'm pretty sure you're not. You probably want to wait for them to get some, you know, lootables themselves, and then you go and attack them. But, I mean, what have I got? I've got, like, 5 rounds in my gun. I mean, yeah, I could probably take out one dude quite easily with 5 rounds. If I can get a jump on him and get a headshot, I can take out a few of them, but definitely don't feel right. And what, you know, whether or not you feel it's right, I think one of the things that I have to take into account when I'm talking about these games, and something I try to sort of disassociate myself from it, I try and look at it from the point of view of another player who maybe isn't as invested in these games as I am. You know, I'm still sitting here playing. I'm still enjoying the game. I mean, if I wasn't enjoying it, guys, I wouldn't be playing it. Let me just make that, as you know, a big open disclaimer. I still think there's a chance, you know, it's just going to be slow, but I still feel like I can make progress in that ammo production. I'm going to get there in the end. But I'm a bit of a die-hard sort of gamer anyway. I don't mind things being slow. You know, I didn't even put my BCU up for probably about 15 plus hours. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, in order for the game to do well, the game's got to sell. There's no point having the best game in the world if only fucking 10 people buy it, right? What use is that to anybody? I'm trying to look at it from the point of view of a new player coming either into the genre or you know, tentative first steps into another game after they've already, you know, started with something like 7 Days or whatever other games Rust are out there. Are they not just going to say, this is just horrendous, you know, this is just, you know, I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, you know, I understand the game looks good, it plays great, the mechanics are sound, but I ain't got 40 hours just to make 10 bullets, you know what I mean? You got to look at that hook, line and sinker, haven't you? You know, can you get people interested in the game? Can I play it and, you know, get people excited to come and play it and join the multiplayer server? If you can't, then the game ain't going to sell, is it? And let's be fair. Let's be absolutely fair. Very few people fucking play this game, right? I've literally been watching Twitch like a hawk over the last week since I started playing it, and hardly anyone is ever even streaming the game. The amount of up-to-date YouTube footage is virtually negligible. It's just not getting the coverage that it deserves, but it would only deserve it if it was balanced more. So I seriously think he needs to scrap updates, go back to getting what he's got, which is fantastic, and making it fun. Fun being the key word. And then I will be a happy chicken, because the game is freaking awesome. To a point. You've been playing for ages, Fist. Yeah, I kind of know your opinion, Fist, and I appreciate you know you played it a lot more than I have. And I understand you do feel the same way on many things. It's just, it's like I said. It's you know we all have that game in our heads, don't we? We all have that perfect game. You know, some of us want an open world zombie game where everything looks good and it's not janky. It's just like a AAA polished zombie survival game. Some of us want, you know, the latest greatest racing sim. We all have that perfect game in our head. And I feel like this was so close. You know, it really has got potential. It truly has. Okay, let's throw some of this away. I think, you know, does anyone feel like I'm being harsh? You know, I've always said I'll give you my honest opinion. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, I don't get paid to do any of this, and I'll always try to give you an honest opinion. And I hope I'm trying to make people understand that actually, like I said, if I wasn't enjoying it, I wouldn't be playing it. And end of freaking story. I'm enjoying it. I just feel like, oh, you cheeky breaky. You cheeky breaky. You dick teasing me. I'd love to recommend it wholeheartedly, and I think I can if you don't mind a very slow progress game. But it feels like everything's so gated behind time. It's funny, isn't it? Because a lot of us were talking about Hold Your Own, weren't we? Remember when we first played Hold Your Own? One of the quests was to go and get mechanical parts, wasn't it? And when we were playing that, you know, I was like, this is ridiculous. You know, I mean, why on earth would you have your progression gated against RNG drops? Yeah, that's terrible, mate. I mean, to a point, yes, but I mean, I think we spent like 3 hours, did we? Was it 2-3 hours? I might be exaggerating, but it was certainly a long time, wasn't it? Trying to find mechanical parts. And I was very critical of that. I felt that was not the way to develop a game. And yeah, that was around RNG. This is around time. This is around the most valuable thing any of us have got as gamers. Time. Why slow it down to the point of absurdity? Yeah, it's not there, Jan. Yeah, you'll notice it. Look, if I jump up and down and look down, look. Let me do this, look. It's hard to see because the pickaxe and everything kind of hides it. But yeah, his left upper arm sort of isn't actually rendered. It's like the camera clips through the skin, if you like. It's a minor issue, mate. Of everything else, that gets a free pass, quite honestly, fella. Yeah, so did anyone actually have a look at Islands, by the way? Yeah, that's just to survive without progress. I suppose the way I look at it, Zara, I am progressing in the sense of every now and again. In fact, I actually forgot to do it. Every now and again, I can go and flick on that refinery. But that's all I'm doing, isn't it? Once a day, I'm trickle feeding through to the BCU to get 500 power up, and then flicking on the refinery, which is then done in a matter of minutes, just to get a little bit more ammo. I mean, we're getting there though. I mean, we are getting there. Look, I've got 5 rounds in the old What happened then? Got 5 rounds in the old assault rifle, or bloody sniper rifle, whatever the outcome was of yesterday's chat. Is it an SDK Dragunov sniper rifle, or is it an AK? I've got no idea. It shoots bullets, right? It shoots 7.62 bullets, and I can headshot hunters with it. You right, Spitters? How you doing, fella? Hello, Ash is falling. You heard Survivor Nights is due out next week at some point? No, it's not due out next week. No, that's strictly not accurate, mate. I got my key at the weekend just gone. This week they are releasing the final build to Steam for final approval. Then it will go as an unlisted game on Steam. At that point we can then download the game, but they've made no promise when the server's going up, Ashes. It's again, people I think are reading between the lines a little bit more than they probably should be. They've made no promises as to when the game will be available to play. We should be able to download either at the end of this week or early next week. But yeah, what does that mean? Great, we've got it downloaded. There's no servers to play on. But yeah, they're getting there, mate. I mean, on a positive note, Ashes will be further forward than we were. We've got keys. The Steam build's going through for approval. What's that for? A new cheeky freak. How are you today, by the way? I forgot to ask you. I think I asked you in Discord, didn't I? How's the headache and everything? Ooh, what's that? that's a nice one. Looking at, I like that smell, Owen. Yeah, that's quite a nice little analogy. I feel like I'm a snowball that is being pushed up an exceptionally big hill. And I'm getting nearer the top. And at the end of that top, there's another big hill, and I'm going to roll down it in free flow. But every time I think I'm at the top, I have to go a little bit further, and it's getting harder and harder and harder to get to get the snowball to the top of the hill. You know, instead of getting easier, and then we go racing down the other side, pew-pewing hunters and raiding bases and. Everything's going quicker. I feel like it's just never quite getting there, mate. That's for you, ASMR. I just bandaged myself with my last bandage, you big hairy man. Let's throw that in there. I'm used to pressing the other button. I changed it from yesterday. God damn you, sir. I better make some bandages, don't I? Bandage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meats and berries. I didn't even get any chickens today, look. Oh, that's my favourite part of the game, those. Okay, out you come, fellas. Some little drink poos. Do that on there. See, all this is great. This is super awesome. Basic survival elements, I don't think can be. I just don't think there's any issues with it. I'm willing to even say that plant fibre is not an issue. I never thought I'd say that, but. Oh wow, check the card out, that's amazing, look. That looks brilliant, doesn't it? Check that out. That's really cool, mate. That's like being a nightclub with your white Nikes, mate. Yeah, I can't believe I can't make seeds though. I can out of this, look. But you only get 1 seed per tomato. The fuck? The fuck? So, really? I can't afford to plant anyway because I've got no ash. Look. Oh, that was unbelievable. I've been trolled. I swear this is the trolliest game. That's what I thought was going to happen, mate. I honestly thought that's the way this game was going to do it, and I was really excited. I thought all the water and all the fertiliser to get the plant made, right? Because it was so ludicrously difficult. I mean, water's easy. Because, you know, as long as you're near a water source, and I think Fish was saying you can get a well, so water's kind of nicely balanced. Fertiliser's insane. The amount of fertiliser it takes to grow a crop is bonkers. But I felt like once it was grown, I was actually saying I bet it will require less water, less maintenance. You know, once the crop's grown, you know, each day I might be able to take a couple of tomatoes off, you know, a couple of cotton. And I wouldn't have to feed it as much fertiliser. But no, you literally harvest it and you get back pretty much what you put into it. I basically planted a tomato. I basically had a tomato. I took a seed from it. I planted it and I got a tomato back. Can you imagine if it weren't like that in real life? Imagine the price of a bloody tomato, mate. Come on, blimey, governor. Yeah, there's definitely some issues, isn't there? Cotton. So you were saying, mate, about making padded cotton, weren't you, Fist? Where's that? Padded cotton. Where do I make padded cotton, mate? Padded cloth, sorry. So I need cloth and feathers. We'll pop it in there for now. Just need some... Oh, I didn't get any kelp either, did I? Let's split that stack. Eat all of that lovely junk. That's probably a bit overkill. Oh, no, not too bad. Ooh, oh. I'd say almost spot on, actually. Let's go and fill these up. Let's whisk a journey outside at night. Now, is this thing bloody on? Turn that on. That should run for tomorrow, and then we'll have to start again, won't we? Cali Commuter, how you doing? Thank you very much for the follow, mate. Farming broken. Technically, if in real life worked like this, they wouldn't be tomatoes. They'd either all be... You'd have to wait for those rogue ones, though, for... Those genetically rare ones that actually had 2 seeds, mate. Imagine the price of that. You buy a tomato, it's got 2 seeds in it. Holy shit, dude. Just reading chats. I think the pennies just dropped for a few people, and it's like, hey, what's Grub banging on about? It's like, yeah, I don't think farming quite works, does it? Okay, throw that in there. Throw that in there. There we go. So we get a bit more ash. By the end of today, we'll have a nice little batch of the old potassium, which is kind of good. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Hello? Rogue tomatoes. Ghost 2K18. Now there's a name that I recognise. Haven't you been around for a while, guys? Maybe I've seen you on another chat somewhere. Thank you for the follow, mate. Is there anything else I can do tonight? Anything else I need to build? Do some more half walls, can I? Might as well make some planks, yeah? Planks. Crap. Good job, Blue. Yeah, it'd be nice, another thing, and this really isn't an issue, it'd be nice to have like a little sort all button. It would just put everything into, I don't know, let's say alphabetical order or something. That'd be a nice little touch. But, you know, that's the kind of thing that gets put in games. So sometimes there's a last update. It's all premium arrows. So you need feathers. See, that's too expensive because of the scrap metal. That's ludicrous. Because you can't make scrap metal, can you? Just a little bit on the wrong side of... See, there's no point in me doing a crop plot until I've got 6 seeds. At that point, it makes sense, doesn't it? What? You're right, Smed. Why cock already cooked water? It's just to keep it out. It's so I know where it is, mate. It's for that purpose only. It's just my go-to spot. The other reason is if I drink this, if I give you an example, Smed. So if I drink that, yeah. If I go and take this empty bottle, because it's warm, like superheated in the fire, if I take that down to a water source and fill it, it automatically purifies it for me. I know that makes no sense, but I actually kind of like that mechanic. It's rather handy. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, like a lot of things, but like I said, I just keep it in there, dude. I always know where it is. If I'm on a quick dash for a water run, I know exactly where to go. Ding dang do and a bish bash bosh, mate. Right, let's get out of here. I love the way the cotton or the flowers glow with the blue. That's so cool. Never noticed that before. Bloody bears, bloody everywhere, mate. There we go. Make fun of the Samsung spelling, the cock. The cock water. Oh, blimey, what's that? Oh, stay away from that. Stay away from that. Oh, was that a cheeky growl or just a warning growl? Do you think it's a bug by made up of science? Yeah, I'm having to do that a lot with this game, mate. We're coming up with explanations for nearly everything so far, haven't we? I like my Hunger Games sort of explanation as well. That kind of rings true to me. Keeps my testicles warm, mate. What's that, Dr. Money? You've upgraded from a 1050 Ti SSC 4 gig GPU. What? Oh, to a 1050. I'm going to guess you mean an SSD. And a 4 gig. Are you? Is that an SSD or 4 gig? You mean a 1050 Ti with 4 gigs of VRAM, right? I'm not sure what an SSC actually is. Oh, nice one, Dr. Marnie. What's your first game going to be, mate? You got everything, all the brand new hardware, all sexily installed, all your cable management's done. You've sat back, you cracked open a nice cold beer. What's the first game you're going to boot up? 3, 2, 1. Spilled beans. I bet you can get cock-flavoured crisps in Japan. I'll bet you anything. I bet a quick Google. Don't do it if you're at work, though. Cock-flavoured crisps. Basically cheese and onion. Oh, dear. Too salty, sir. Probably Subsistence. You've got 8 hours into it now. Oh, you're a sucker for punishment then, Dr. Marnie. It's good. It's a good game, mate. It is a good game. It just desperately needs... I think what he needs is... And I'm sure there'd be plenty of people that would help him out free of charge. I think he needs himself to concentrate on moving the game forward, but have somebody who knows the code, who can go in and do the balancing. Does that make sense? There's a difference between developing a game and getting lots and lots of hands-on experience with a game, isn't there? It's like we always take the piss out of Joel Hwennick whenever he does a 7 days video. You know, despite all the giggles and jokes around his keyboard, the simple fact of the matter is it's quite obvious he doesn't play the game a lot. You know, he struggles with even some of the most basic things, and that, you know, I think as a developer you don't probably play your game that much, do you? I think the problem is he can't see the wood for the trees. And I'm not saying that horribly, and I'm not trying to be overly critical. I'm just saying I think another set of eyes would, you know, for someone to sit him down for a few hours and say, look, these are the kind of issues we've got. What are your thoughts on it? You know, is it supposed to be like this? You know, are we supposed to make 4 ammo casings and then you get 1 bullet out of it? Did you know that was in the game? You know, is there a reason for that being in the game? Do you feel that is balanced? Do you feel that is hindering the fun part, which is, you know, combat? Imagine a game like 7 Days to Die, where you couldn't engage the zombies because you've got no ammo. I think people would be pretty critical, right? The game is great until the hunters come in and eat face. See, I feel like the hunters are alright in terms of balance, I think. It's just that my only option at the minute is to run away or try and shoot the ones that don't have a helmet on. I've got 5 rounds, mate. I have to choose my battles carefully. You realised after 3 years the foliage ratio. Yeah, that was right, wasn't it? Wasn't it something like 90% of the random gen world was only spawning in like 3 vegetation types, and the other, you know, like 10 vegetation types only took up like something like 10% of that RNG algorithm. I'm literally pulling figures out of my arse here, but that was it in a nutshell. Whereas you've got, like, you know, lavender here and a bit of cotton and a bit of fern. It's to say they'd actually got 10 foliage types in 7 days. 90% of the foliage that was spawning in was one of like 2 or 3 varieties. And then they only cottoned onto it. I think was it like it was fixed for Alpha 16, wasn't it? I do remember reading or hearing it on one of his. Oh, really? I thought that was a good show. Oh, bollocks! I thought that was a good one. Oh, we got the arrow back, so we don't care. Yeah, it's. To be fair, I don't blame that on Joel. I blame that on the dude who's doing the bloody RNG. You think he'd have bloody spotted that himself, wouldn't you? Surely that's the whole point in RNG. You know, if that's your job, is you see, like, you know, all these wonderful POIs and terrain types and biomes and trees. Is it not my job to bloody check that they're actually spawning in? Got that right, did I thought? Yeah, I do remember we had a natter about it. I think we were playing the game at the time, weren't we? What's that? Can't everybody. Developer's best friend should be anyone who streams the game. Yeah, to a point, mate. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of knobs who stream games, myself included, mate. So maybe not everybody who streams your game would be worthy of listening to their feedback. To be quite honest. I swear there's some streamers that play games that don't actually play the game. I won't mention names because that would be horribly unfair of me. But I've literally watched people, you know, as you go around Twitch when you're playing a game, you think, oh, he's playing that game. I've just started. Let's go and see how he's getting on. And they do this. They go, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah, how's things? Yeah. Should we talk about donuts today? Yeah, I had donut for breakfast, mate. Yeah. What's that? Am I playing the game? No, I ain't playing the game, mate. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. What's going to have a look over? I'll do it in a minute, mate. They just sit there doing nothing. It drives me mad. I think I'm my own worst enemy of that. I literally don't have breaks. I don't ever stop. I'm just constantly trying to do something in the game. So I've lost count of the number of streams. I just had to turn off saying, shit, I really wish you'd actually just like go and do something or actually talk about the game or at least a game. Sitting there talking about the row you had with your girlfriend last night. I'm sure it's very entertaining, but it's not why I joined the stream really, mate. I suppose it's okay if you've got an established viewer base, right? And you know you've been playing the same game for years and years and years, maybe. But surely that's more in real life than streaming X game. Oh, sure, there was another rabbit there. Come on, quick, grubby. Yeah, bish bash bosh. You can see a chicken as well. I'm doing all right on the old the hunting today, look. Gonna get him right between my twin nipples, look. Where is he? Come here, fella. Oh, you cheeky breaky. What's that? Programming grub math. What's that, yeah? Oh, way too low. What was I thinking? That was a bad shot. That was a really bad shot. Straight through the undergrowth, really, wasn't it? Now, I'm a bit close to their base over here, aren't I? Yeah, there's their base, look. Can't see them. The problem is the dude with the bloody helmet. He's a problem, man. See, that's something that would be nice. Maybe have like another type of ammo. For the rifle, so you can have like some sort of armor penetrating ammo. It might even exist, who knows? I mean, we only just found out about some of the modifications we can make to the guns. So, say for normal fights, I could use my normal 7.62 rounds. But if I know I'm going up against somebody with, like, say, a bulletproof vest or with a Kevlar helmet or whatever they are, I can actually switch to another type of ammunition, and it would just be that little bit rarer. You know, it would really be important. I got the headshot with it. That'd be kind of nice. At the moment, I feel like that helmet gives them a very, very distinct advantage, which is fine if I'd got more ammunition to counter it. I think me going any closer than this is going to result in very instant death, isn't it? I'm certainly not going in there and hacking on their wall. This seems weird. Do you reckon they're en route to my base or something? It's nice watching it build. I mean, I think that's brilliant. You can really see how it's, you know, how much further they've developed their base over the last few days. I think that's really, again, another really, really awesome part about this game. Oh, I was going to take that chicken out. Yeah, cheeky bugger. I can't raid it, Jan, as soon as I start. It takes me that long to beat down the door. It's probably about 3 to 4 minutes hitting the door to get into it. And if they're around, they're going to hear me or at least see me. They're just going to shoot me in the back, mate. You know, I'm going to be stuck staring at a door, dude. There's that. One of those hunters, look. See, if I'd got 10 rounds, I'd give this a go, mate. I really would. You can hear them building. You can actually hear them hitting planks or something. Where's that other dude gone? There he is. What the hell? How is that not hitting me, dude? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. What? Oh, it's just crapping it. A bit of my own shit shooting there, but... It's because I don't go click, click, click. I don't go bang, bang, bang. Because I've only got 5 fucking bullets. I've got to get the headshot. I have to get the headshot, and it's just one-on-one we're fine. One-on-one I can definitely beat them. 2-on-2 with limited ammo, it invariably goes south. Well, I think that's good. I mean, that's fair enough. You know, I haven't got enough ammo. I shouldn't be engaging them. But I'm trying to at least show the problem that I'm having. You know, if I could have gone rat-a-tat-tat, take one out with 5 quick successive shots, and you know, heal up and then take on the other one, then that would be fine. But I couldn't even have engaged the other one unless I'd got rounds left. Does that make sense? I've only got 5 freaking bullets. Try and get must admit, I feel like I was a bit cheated on that headshot though. I definitely feel like that first shot I took should have been a headshot, and it didn't look like it did any damage to me. It looked like a blatant miss, but I would argue that felt good range and good good PR. I was dropping them, quite a few of them, at a longer range with the same shot yesterday. Just that little bit slower. The problem is, can I get my body back without... Because they're going to be right on top of me here, aren't they? Oh, I can hear them. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, you knobbers. Control! Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Bandage... Oh, what the hell? Bandage yourself. Go, go, go. I'm running straight through the other camp. Oh, that's the danger. We might just make it. I think we might have got away from... Oh, shite, a wolf. Shite. I feel like... I'm honestly feeling like the hunters are reasonably well balanced. I mean, they are very, very good shots. But at least they're not like Hold Your Own, where as soon as you hear the boom, that's it. They've essentially headshotted you. So I feel like the hunters, at least my experience with them, they are balanced. The only reason I can't engage with them, I just ain't got the ammo. You know, like I said, if I can empty a quick clip, you know, try and get that first headshot and then just go for body shots. But I'm having to go for the headshots because there's 2 of them. So we actually get some bandages out of that, don't we? I'm not sure what stacks of things we lost, but to be fair, you know, dying in this game, as long as you don't lose your weapons, I don't think it's too harsh. In fact, I'd go so far as to say everything about the combat side of the game seems to be all right. You know, engagement with them in terms of range seems okay. They're definitely, you know, dangerous, which I think is nice. Certainly, nowhere as forgiving as a game like 7 Days, and it doesn't feel so horrendously broken as Hold Your Own. And I'm saying that hopefully, you know, fairly to Hold Your Own. I'm sure the Hold Your Own devs know that their AI is horrible. I'm sure we wouldn't have an interview with them and they'd go, what do you want about? We love our AIs. It's working exactly as intended. I'm pretty sure that would not be response she'd get, to be fair. So now there is no point whatsoever in me carrying that then, is there? Because I've got no ammunition for it. I'm really sorry, guys. I feel like I shouldn't have done what I just did. Going against 2 hunters there, knowing one of them had potentially got a helmet. Luckily he hadn't by the time I'd engaged. I shouldn't have risked it. You know, I'm literally sitting here saying what I said yesterday. I need more ammo to engage with them. But if I don't try it, I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Would I bring someone in with you just to homestead? What do you mean for? What on the thing is, Phil, it wouldn't make any difference, man. It really wouldn't make any difference if we were multiplayer at the minute, because we're limited to the production on BCU, aren't we? I can't provide sustenance for 2 players. I can't provide fuel and ammo for 2 players. That was a terrible shot. I'm starting to rush it now because I feel like I'm getting nowhere. Did you see what I'm saying? Having someone back at base camp, they ain't really doing a lot. In fact, it just means I've got even less to do myself. Because of that imbalance with the game. You know, it's energy related. Unless we could bring somebody in who was somehow a master of the bow, which is about the only ammunition I've got, who could pew hundreds and hundreds of wolves. I just don't think it would really make that much difference, mate. Did we build the whole house? Yeah, we did, yeah. I would if death meant anything. Basically, the reason I'm not... Again, it's another example where the sort of wellness/death system, or lack of wellness system, makes no sense. If I was to use my healing, I'd survive, but I still wouldn't have the bullets to take on the other dude. So what's the point? The death penalty's not that bad. You see what I'm saying, yeah? It's just something else for me to manufacture, so something else that I'd rather save for later on when I've got some ammo. At the moment, if I die, I die. It doesn't really mean anything. I'm just a bit good I didn't actually kill that one hunter. But at least I could have tried to get some loot off him. It's the same situation I had in Hold Your Own. Another similarity between the 2 games. At one point in the game, you might as well just die rather than trying to heal through it, because the character doesn't progress, Jan. The character doesn't get any better. He's no more efficient. I don't lose anything when I die. All I do is potentially just lose some stacks. Even if I was to lose my gun, it would take me like less than 60 seconds to make another one. I've got plenty of materials for it. So why go burning through expensive med kits? And to be honest, I might as well stop bloody using bandages as well. If my first engagement with the first hunter results in me just surviving because I've used the health kit, but I've still burnt through my only 5 bullets, what's the point, mate? It's another example of why it's just not... All the pieces aren't coming together to make, you know, a cohesive, good, balanced game. What's that? It's about how I go out as a naked axeman and try to clonk them on the dog. Can that be done? Can you actually... Really? I can't even imagine that, Fist. They're such good shots, mate. As soon as they're honestly, like, you know, they're very... I love the way they switch from their bow and arrow to their automatic weapons as well. I kind of like that weapon switch, and it's not often I see that in a game. Yesterday was brilliant. I've got really good memories of that. We engaged the hunter at quite long range. I didn't quite get the jump on him. My headshot, I think, had missed. No, it was the dude that I hit in the head who got the helmet, wasn't it? And then he started racing over towards me, and I was using a tree to sort of circle around, and he started hiding behind a tree just near me. And I actually saw him, you know, with the bow, and he took a shot at me as I was backing out and strafed, and I saw the arrow whistle over my right shoulder. And then he took out his bloody rifle. And I thought, oh no, now we got a real problem on our hands. And I thought that was really good. That's like kind of really cool emergent gameplay there. It's not often you see that. Is ammo that crap? Ammo's not crap. No, ammo's really good. It's just stupidly difficult to make it. It's just, well, in fact, again, I say difficult. It's not that it's difficult. It's too time consuming. You don't feel like you're making any progress ever. I think that's it in a nutshell, isn't it? Chilnanigans, sorry, how you doing, Chilnanigans? How's things? It's often cheaper to just die and run back to finish them off. Yeah. I've certainly been doing it myself, mate. Like I said, I shouldn't even be engaging them. You know, if I was the absolute God's honest truth, it is a waste of time. Even if because they're in 2s now, aren't they? It wasn't so bad when they were in 1s yesterday. We had a bit of a chance. See, this has turned off again. So let's start making. Let's split that and let's get a load of copper. PCU. Oh, it tells you the fuel, doesn't it? 137. I mean, look at that. It's just crazy, mate. I mean, that's been burning for a whole day, and I've got like 48 potassium. 48 potassium yan equates to, well, look at it, 9 potassium, dude. And what? So sorry, 9 gunpowder. That is not even 1 bullet, or is it? No, you get 10 back, don't you? You get 10. Back 10 bullets. Is that? In fact, I think my maths is off there. I'm not going to overthink it. We'll have a look in a minute. Let's try and get some copper made. Can't remember what we get. When I make a gunpowder, right? So I'm going to make 9 gunpowder. I think you get 3 back, don't you? So I've got 49 potassium. So that's it's on a ratio of 5. So well, let's just say 10 then. So I'm going to get 30. It's not, but so this is what I'm saying, 9. But let's just say it was 10. I think I'd get 30 gunpowder. That's 3 bullets. Or was the gunpowder factor of 10? I think the ammo casings were 3 and the gunpowder was 10. So I've got 9 bullets worth of gunpowder, if I remember correctly from yesterday. But this is just ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. I think I make 3 ammo casings, and I need 4 ammo casings per bullet. Is that right? Ammo. Yeah, I need 4 ammo casings per round of ammunition. The fuck is that, man? Shall we go and try shooting a... What time is it? Is it late? No, it looks pretty early. Let's try shooting a wolf in the face with a pistol. That'll be hilarious. Oops, what happened there? Wrong box. Pistol. Oh god, we'll take some bandages with us. It's 10 gunpowder per craft. Yeah, but that 10 gunpowder is only 1 shell, isn't it? It's 10 gunpowder. Sorry, 10 gunpowder per round. Let's not start saying shells and things. See you later, Fort. Take care. I'd like to see you kill things with I'd love to see you, Chilnanigans, stream you killing hunters with bows. I'd really like to see that, mate. I'm gonna put that down to you having exceptional understanding of the bow and an extremely high level skill, mate, because even hitting rabbits and things, which I always wait for them to stop moving, can be tricky. I would love to see that, dude. I really would. And then it would possibly inspire me to do the same. I should have at least brought my pickaxe, shouldn't I? I cannot possibly even begin to contemplate taking on hunters with bow and arrow. You know, I reckon I could maybe fluke it once here or there, but not actively engaging them. There's just no way, dude. Not at my skill level, fella. Not even fucking close. That's a level 3. What are the? Can I finish him off? Just about. Oh no! I did bring my axe. Oh shit. Do you reckon I might just about be able to remember where he is. There's a bit of a flaw to my hunting plan. To be honest, I was kind of expecting not to do it, so I was a bit overly pessimistic there. So I thought better not risk the hand axe or anything. Oh, for fuck's sake! If that's because they heard my bullet fire. You've headshotted a raiding hunter with a bow once, but that was pure luck. Yeah. It's quite a slow trajectory with the arrows. That's why I'm saying it must be very. Oh shit! Why it must be very difficult to pull that off. Jesus, they're good bloody shots, aren't they? You know what I'd love to be able to do? Shoulder swap left and right. It's really frustrating not having shoulder swap. I don't think there's any point in me even trying to shoot him, is there? You can see the one dude there. Oh, that dude's got a helmet on. Looks like are they actually trying to flank me? If he comes up around there, I'm going to be very impressed, I tell you. That other dude's still down there. I was gonna say, if I was to see him come around there, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, that's amazeballs. Legging it, not his bloody legging it. Oh shit, no, oh shit, he's still there, dude. Is that thwacking noise me hitting him? We down him. I think we just got him there, didn't we? What's my health like? Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh, I'm out of freaking. I'm not out though. Where's the asshole? I think he's just through there. Shit, he's a good shot with that shot, isn't he? Oh no! Oh shit, he's there. Oh, I'm out! I don't believe it. Try and get around the rock. Is it worth it? Can I just get around the rock? Oh, I'm bleeding out. Oh no, there's a wolf there. Oh, that was that. See what I mean? It's such a good game. That is brilliant. I really felt like we had half a chance there for a minute. But just not enough out. Oh, okay, imagine that with the assault rifle. It would just be so much fun. Honestly, God, the way they come after you and they flank you. I think there was definitely an element of flanking there. And, you know, he was using the cover of that bush. I mean, whether or not that was intentional, I don't know. But, you know, he was getting his little pot shots at me. Imagine that with some, like, half-decent healing. Like, it's almost like PUBG. You know, some half-decent healing, you know, a decent little stat. I mean, I was doing all right just with a bloody pistol there, to be quite honest. Ah, oh, God. If there was a console cheat, you know me, guys, right? I mean, any of you that know me, I never ever cheat in games. You know, unless it's because, you know, there's a bugged quest or something, and the only way to get around it is to, you know, actively do some sort of cheat to solve it and continue progression. I very, very rarely use cheese tactics. I mean, for those of you that have known me over the years, play things like 7 Days to Die and all the rest of it. You know, I try not to conform to the norm. You know, I'm a big anti using pillars to cheat and all the rest of it. If this game had a console command to cheat in ammo, I would basically give myself 50 rounds of 7.62 ammo, and I would be in love with this game. And I'd do that every time I ran out. I would. Oh shit! I think that's what's actually behind me, isn't it? I might have to go back to base first and then come back for that. Oh shit! He is. Yeah. Fuck! I shouldn't have risked it. Oh, now I'm infected. Base beacons. What does? Hang on. What's this thing about base beacons established? Does that mean like another BCU's gone up at with another hunter? Is that what that means? Because I think that's just done that twice, hasn't it? You're right, Ice. How you doing, fella? Oh shit. I think I've got an antidote, haven't I? Use the antidote. what actual weapons have I got? I have got a shotgun. I suppose I should really take that then, yeah? I'm gonna lose that on the wolf. Oh, I've got 2 thingies now. I'm gonna lose that on the wolf, aren't I? Oh, gutted. We actually killed the wolf with the pistol, right? Let's eat those. We go out at night. I've got nothing to lose now, have I? Look how damaged that floor is there, Jesus. You're right, Pace McCory. How you doing, fella? Have I played Squad? I haven't, mate. No. Honestly, my back catalogue now is at the point of just complete lunacy, mate. How you doing, Pace McCory? How's things? I didn't have anything, Callie. It's a bit hard to charge. The only thing I could have charged with is my penis. And as much as that is a truly formidable weapon, I'd rather not have the tip shot off, mate. What's that, Ice? It's so good to play with other people. I'm sure it is, mate, but it's not going to help a fundamentally broken game, though, is it? In fact, if anything, I'm kind of hesitant to do that because it might shine even more problems on the game. Right, let's get out of here. If you have to wait for your base to show up to you, Grum. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Fist. You mean on respawn? It takes a little while for these nipples to show back up. Is that what you mean? I'm such a lazy sod with closing that door. Okay, let's do it. I kind of like the fact I get free bandage every time I do that. I still don't understand this. It seems really weird. I can put like I can put my pants on my head and my t-shirt on my feet. Brilliant. This game's got it all. Throw that in there, throw that in there. I think this thing's probably turned off by now, so let's turn that back on. Throw a bit more copper in there. Metal. Gun back in there. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm not really bothered. I think you get that guaranteed back every time you die anyway, don't you? So eggs are basically protein, just eat them. There's no chance of salmonella or anything. You don't have to boil it. That's kind of nice to know. Nice loot, actually, eggs. Whew. Well, there's another day gone. You off today, are you, Ice? Got any plans, fellow? Doing anything nice? Does dying remove infection? No, it doesn't, which I kind of like. I do like that. Think of that as this game's wellness system, Jan. It'll reduce you to 60 wellness. Oh, I can hear them shooting. Should we go and see if we can see them? I wonder if light. What the hell? Wonder if light plays any. Why can I not get out of my door? I wonder if illumination does have any impact. You know, like say for example, if I do that, does it enable them to see me better? Is there a stealth mechanic, or are these I have a feeling these are probably the sort of hunters that can see you no matter what, right? There he is, little bugger. See, look, if I got my 7.62, pop, 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 pop. Killed him, look. He'd gone out, look. I killed him. I murdered him virtually, look. Virtual death there. But I can't even do that because I don't have freaking ammo. Right, so feathers, cordage, sticks, things. Fire's gone out now. Oh, for fuck's sake. What do I need? Sticks. Let's craft 2 sticks. Let's get a little bit of biofuel. Split. Whoa. What is it, Fist? Shift click. Fire starting kit. A little bit of plant fibre, not cordage, my bad, sorry. Craft that. Gonna get these things lit back up. It's because I've died, so. So after death, Grim, it doesn't highlight the nipples. So is that just like a glitch, or is it just like a 5-second thing, or is it on a a cooldown if you have multiple deaths where you'd be waiting like 10 minutes for it to show up? Or what's the thinking behind that then? Sorry, Pace McCory. The squad comment was in reference to you loving the gunplay earlier. Squad is very immersive, but if you do ever want to play, let me know and I'll hook you up with some streamers to show you that. Yeah, so no, you've offered before, Pace McCory. Thank you very much, mate. I have every intention of giving it a go. I know Blind Leader spoke very highly of it, Pace McCory. They're definitely one of those games where I think We were talking about Monster Hunter as you know, I know two very different games, but I think having someone to show you the ropes post McCory in those games that actually do have quite a deep. Bloody hell! What was that? Oh, it's this thing turning off, isn't it? A high level of complexity. You know what is basically a shooter, what is essentially a killer monster game. There's an incredible complexity behind the scenes, and I think having someone walk you through that, it's a little bit like Fists helped me out in this game. Helps you sort of stay focused and enjoy it. I knew about Bitcoin back in 2010. It was 0.20 each, and basically just sold some off of it to pay your house. I'm doing pretty good. That whole Bitcoin thing, I still, it just reeks of shenanigans to me, mate. There's a show, or not a show, a sort of documentary style thing on Netflix that I actually watched about a month ago, and that was quite good at explaining what Bitcoin essentially was to me. I'd got a basic understanding of it, but I just don't trust that shit as far as I could throw it, mate. But at least you're a shining example of it can work for some people, mate. What's that? So you've got a day off, but you're reviewing things for work, but not getting paid for it, Ice. You're not doing it right, dude. It's at 100 seconds, alright. So it's 3 minutes for a beacon and 5 minutes for a dead body to despawn. Oh, I was told 3 minutes. Ah, so it's 3 minutes for the beacon and 5 minutes for the body. Ah. And before it was 3 minutes before your body despawns and no mark. Right. Okay, that's cool. Do you need to do repairs? What on things like my axe and everything? Then no, you don't need to do anything like that. Let's just take all that down. We might as well have a little bit of food. Why not, eh? Got fuck all else to do. There you go. Throw all of that away. So, sorry, I was making arrows, wasn't I? Sticks. Did I not make any sticks a minute ago? Yeah. That'll do us. I've heard all that Longo poker. I think as much as I appreciate that some people do firmly believe that, and I've listened to some very articulate discussions and explanations as to why they feel it is the future. In that documentary that I watched, the fluctuations in the price of bitcoins over a relatively short space of time was enough to put me off. I certainly don't think bitcoins will have anything to do with my financial situation during my lifetime. However, maybe, in decades to come, there is definitely an intrinsic value behind the concept of what Bitcoin represents in terms of a truly universal currency, global currency, but it's still not got the backing that it needs, and there's too many high-powered other, if you like, enterprises that will always try to scupper and regulate things like Bitcoins to the point where Bitcoin is no longer Bitcoin. It very well might be the future, but not in my lifetime. Absolutely no way. Generations to come may embrace it more so. But I think for your average Joe at the moment, of a certain age group, Bitcoin is far, far, far from a viable option in anything, really. There's going to be a lot of brave first comers who, I have no doubt, and I have already. I mean, Post McCoy is, literally an example here in our own chat, who have made a significant amount of money from it. So I certainly would never even touch it with a barge pole, mate. As it stands, my money is my money. Is it true that I can't get out of doors when I'm crouched then? Because look, I can get out like that, yeah. Crouch, can't get out. So there's a serious bug. In fact, that goes for us. That's the first bug I've come across. You can't crouch out of doors. Where are these bloody knobbers? Bloody knobbers blowing up my bloody base, mates! Get off my land! jeez, that's that. Oh god, that sounded like something collapsing. Holy shit! Look at the damage down there. That's mad. This is more fun. Or maybe fun's the wrong word. This is more exhilarating than 7 Days Hordes. This feels scary. I can imagine really? I can imagine a large number of hunters outside and a couple of 3 of us desperately trying to defend the base and repairing it. And I think that's where the magic of this game lies. But my god, does it need some balance. What's that, Ice? You need to know things. What was that? Oh, you mean about the changes in the game, yeah. But you're obviously a very good source of information on the game, Ice, so that's kind of nice to know. They've baggered off, mate. Right, I've got arrows for today, so I just oh! They did. They actually did destroy one. I thought I heard the crashing or collapsing of something. So this looks darker than it used to, but that can't have taken any damage, right? But why does it look all burnt? Or is that actually what it is? Is it burnt? Is that what that's supposed to be representative of? Here's my hammer. Let's see if it's damaged. No, it's not, but it definitely look. I mean, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? I don't know if I've sort of noticed that before. This would be my job on a server, so I could be the builder and the repairer, mate. You go and get me some ammo, and then we'll go out together and pew some baddies. Let me go make some more. We need some planks, some nails, and some cordage. And I want to make, what is it? Foundation stairs, I think, is what I'm after, isn't it? We doing tell you what, let's drink that one. Put that back in there for a bit. Top of the old fuel. Let's go and fix the hole in me bloody wall on the stairs anyway. By the way, Grum, collect the arrows that are sticking in the base when they finish their attack. Alright, okay. We'll have a look. It'd be so funny if they launched the grenade right now and just as I was about to repair this and it collapsed and I fell to the ground and broke my spine. Sounds hysterical, right? Well, a lot of the AMD cards were used to farm Bitcoin, Mickey. Basically, they only release a certain number of Bitcoins into the virtual space at any one time. And basically, it's why is this not... Oh, am I out of wood? Oh, shit. It's basically using GPUs, which are particularly AMDs, were particularly good at the number crunching side of things, to farm, to basically break the code that you know established Bitcoin's viability in the marketplace, and that meant a lot of people setting up Bitcoin farms in order to farm the Bitcoins would mass purchase. I don't think it was. In fact, am I correct? I seem to remember something about the fact that the AMD cards weren't necessarily any better. It's just that they worked out far more efficient in terms of power consumption. Isn't that right? Rather than them actually being better at the number crunching, was it not more a case of them simply having a lower power requirement? So for the server farms, it would actually essentially cut down on overheads as much as it did the price of the cards compared to others, you know, anything else on the market. So that's why, Mickey. That's the only reason that Bitcoin affected the price of GPUs, because of the GPUs themselves being used as part of farming tools. You should watch the documentary that I watched, though, because there was a very... I can't remember the dude's name, but I'm sure those of you into it will know. There was a very well-known American lawyer, I do believe it's his primary occupation, who essentially was brought on board to try and come up with some sort of legislation around Bitcoin, and he is now, it's such a state of shenanigans. You now need to actually be licensed in order to sell Bitcoins. In order to trade in Bitcoins, you now need a license. A lot of the Bitcoin sellers essentially closed shop in a very small period of time. This legislation was essentially brought in by a committee led by some high-flying American lawyer or whatever the hell he was. And it just goes to show how Bitcoin is basically being stitched up. He then went on, and once that legislation was released, which essentially made licenses critical for the trading elements of Bitcoin, he now has set up a consultancy firm. Because it's so complicated to actually apply for the license, he's now set up his own personally owned company that enables people that want a Bitcoin license in order to fill out the paperwork. In essence, the powers that be do not like Bitcoin for obvious reasons, and they are doing everything they can to make sure that Bitcoin essentially doesn't really get up and off the ground anywhere near as fast as it should have done. And it's still very much wallowing in its infancy at the moment. It's taken strides considering its early inception, but it's certainly not seen the growth that they hoped. And like I said, the documentary that's on Netflix, which has I mean, a lot of the guys were bloody banged up, weren't they? A lot of the early Bitcoin traders have actually been given prison sentences for a whole host of dodgy things, mainly because Bitcoin was being used not as a standalone, but quite primarily in some areas to purchase drugs, online drugs. It's essentially got around a lot of the legislation around how that works, and there were sites out there where you could go and buy heroin, cocaine, Class A drugs, and you'd simply purchase it through Bitcoin, through the anonymity that's part of Bitcoin. And a lot of those guys that set those sites up, that also happen to have their fingers in the initial take-up and concept of Bitcoin, ended up getting banged up for it. So there's a lot more to Bitcoin than people will let on. And like I said, the Netflix documentary is actually really, really insightful. And then if you follow it up with your own research outside of fucking Wikipedia, don't go there for God's sake. You'll probably have a better understanding of it. I still really don't understand it anywhere near as much as I'd like to, but it was a good starting point. It was designed to discuss it for someone who didn't have much knowledge around what the concept of it is. So they actually were better then, so it wasn't just about the power ratio. How are you doing, Divine? How's things, mate? How are you? Are you off work today, mate? I've got to be careful of the time because we came on late today, so it feels like I've got longer than I probably have. The only people who make money are the farm owners who rent out the farms. Oh, is that how they do it? So they actually rent them out, do they? Oh god, that sounds really close. They actually talk about the original documentation that was released around the concept behind what would be that global Bitcoin currency as such, and the founding figure, the father figure of it, and how he mysteriously disappeared from all the message boards over a period of time. And the Netflix documentary actually goes into a discussion around who he really was, and all the myths, smoke and mirrors behind the man behind Bitcoin. And that was exceptionally interesting. That's some really cool stuff. No matter what you think of Bitcoin, the fact that Bitcoin exists is simply because of the incredible capacity for the human mind to create something that kind of defies logic and financing as we understand it. And it was amazing to see how that father figure essentially just slipped away and disappeared. No one ever, in theory, met him. There were actually two people, weren't there? One of the guys is he's quite, well, he's exceptionally ill, isn't it? I can't remember, was it Parkinson's or something he's got now? And he's always said he'd never reveal the identity of the man. Not because he's got anything to hide, just because it's he decided to get out of the scene. And then there's rumours that he got out of the scene, but then he became a front, and he was actually another gentleman that was high profile, and was it really him or wasn't it him? And then there was a guy found, I think, in LA who had the same name, and then this dude knew nothing about Bitcoin, and it was huge media publicity around it. Is this the man who invented it? It sums up everything about the internet. The conspiracy theories, the bullshit, the the nonsense that, you know, mainstream journalists just made up. The internet's amazing. What's holding me back from making ammo? The ludicrous rate at which the refinery works, basically, mate. And the fact that to make one single rifle round requires 4 ammo casings. I can make about 5 to 10 rounds a day if I'm really, really lucky. I don't have any fuel. The game's dead at the minute, mate. I can't beat around the bush. The game goes nowhere after a certain point. It's a fantastic game, but that's a nice shot. It's just too slow. Whoa! Hello, Yogi. My chicken turned into a bear, look. The game is, honestly, it is probably my favourite survival game at the minute, but it's not a fun game to play. Completely missed the mark. Completely missed the mark. There is no defending it, in my opinion, unfortunately. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to get hit at least once there, ain't I? Can you actually outrun a bear? Let's put it to the test. But you can't find ammo though, Fist. We've gone through this. The only way to find ammo is to make lockpicks. And making lockpicks is just ludicrously slow and expensive, mate. It's a catch-22, dude. I'm not saying you can't. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying, you know, it's impossible. You can do it, but my God, it's so fucking boring to do it. Slow, so ludicrously slow. Like, why would anybody want to? What's that? Papers were filed. I have no idea what you're on about, mate. Papers were filed? What are you on about? Let's do... Oh! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit, mate. No way. Oh, fuck me for. Oh, mate. I think the penny's just dropped. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, mate. Hugs and kisses out there, mate. Hugs and kisses. I have to have a natter later for I don't want to say too much. Oh, mate. Sending the big juicy grum hugs out there. Oh. Why play the game? I've just said because the game's a really good game, dude. It is a really, really good game. It's just too slow. It's like it's right on the brink, Callie, of being a really, really good. Well, it's not the best survival game out there, in my opinion. I don't think the other games are survival games compared to this. Let's go and see if I can tick this refinery back on. I think we'll have a nice batch of ammo by the end of today. I mean, by a nice batch of ammo, I mean possibly about 20 rounds, which would be nice. In the meantime, there's not a lot I can do. I'm just going to keep farming for food and trying to get... I really should start getting my kelp stocks back as well. That's it, Satoshi Nakamoto. That's the one, Divine. Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, he was basically the founding father of the whole concept of this virtual currency. So, I tell you what, the Netflix... Honestly, I really recommend, if you're interested in finding out anything about it, but you don't want to be too overwhelmed... Because, you know, there's a whole extra step you can take afterwards, if not many steps afterwards. But the Netflix series around Bitcoin, it's an excellent foundation for you to begin with. And then go and do your own digging around. You know, there are things that I heard in some interviews during the Netflix show that definitely reeked a little bit of personal agendas. And with very little digging around after you've watched it, you know, on the internet, you'll get a balance of what's really going on, and I think it's interesting. I mean, there's no... Oh, there you go. Look, there's a dude. There's a dude with an axe. I think that's so cool that you can actually watch them. If I'd... Look, seriously, if I'd got my bloody... What? I reckon I could take these pair of knobs on. What's the range on an arrow? Has anyone ever tried... Oh, I hit him! Holy shit! I didn't mean to do that! Oh, that's not good. No, oh, no, you knobbers! I don't believe it's not butter, mate. Oh man, look at that! Look at that arrow! Look at that arrow there. That's. Oh shit! It's flanking me. Look. I got one. Oh shit! I think I've got no rounds left. I'm out, ain't I? Yeah, I'm out. See, if I'd got ammo, we'd be having a right old firefight here, lads. What the hell? Oh, I hit the bloody. I must hit the tree. I did hit him. I did hit him. Oh, I'm out of bandages. Turn to rags. Can I? Oh, he's just giving around. He's just giving around. Bandage craft. Can I make it? Where is he? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? It is such a cool game. Oh, I'm just gonna die. Before, oh, dude. I think that there, right? Honestly, that there is a really good example about how awesome this game is. That has got everything I need to know. That there is Hunter AI. Emergent gameplay. You know, I survived even though I'd got no armor, no weapons. You know, I was definitely ripped my pants off and tried to make a bandage out of them to stop the bleeding. If I just had my pistol with me, it would have been all right. I can't believe the arrow hits him. That was so cool. I wonder what the range is on an arrow. Like twang, ding, right in his nutsack. That there, right? That there is what I'll remember when I stop playing the game. That there is a really good example of what this game could be if only he would sort out the progression rate. You know, imagine that with like, I don't know, 10 rounds of ammo in all 3 guns. I'd be wicked. I'd be honestly, I would be buzzing my balls off at the end of a firefight like that if we'd been able to come out of it alive. Excellent game, mate. Excellent game. I think when people ask, can I recommend it? There he is. Look, there's the dude. Look, gotta be careful. Can I recommend the game? I can wholeheartedly say yes, I can. Thoroughly recommend it. But my God, is it an absolutely flawed gem of a game. Horribly flawed. But if he can actually press the fun button, I would play this all day, every day for months. I honestly would. I imagine the things we could build as well. We could have like proper like castle walls and stuff that will actively enable us to go out in hunting parties and wipe out all the hunters on the side. It'd be freaking amazing, mate. Look at it. Look, this is, look, arrows stuck in trees. Oh, dude. I really hope he can do something with this. I really freaking do. I'm always tempted to go and try and take him on with my yeah, probably I can't really, can I? Just because he's got a pistol no matter what. So it's me really now, just trying to have a bit of a giggle in it. Where was the dude that I killed then? So I died around here. So I must have killed him. Where was their campfire? Is that his loot box there? Because I did kill one of them, right? With the oh shit, he's right there. Look. You're on that tree then in front of me. Oh shit. That wasn't one of the hunter boxes. Oh, there he is. There he is. That must be his look. He was out gathering wood. Isn't that mad? See, if I got my rifle now, look, twang right in his face with the 7.62 rounds. I don't know why I risked that either. That was a stupid shot as well. Yeah, oh, hang on. No, he's just seeing me. Let's get out of here. Let's go. No point in risking it. You know, but he might suddenly whip out a 7.62 assault rifle, shotgun, thing, sniper rifle for all I know. But if what they have on them changes when you respawn him. I just got him, I think, Fist, didn't I? I just got the loot. It wasn't a huge amount, man. I don't know. To be honest, mate, if I was him, I wouldn't be worrying about things like more building blocks right now. I think what we can build at present is more than sufficient. If I was him, Ice, I would honestly just completely scrap everything I've got planned for the next 2 months. and do some easy fixing. So the sort of stuff that even you and I could fix, Ice, if it was XML and 7 days. Get back to the ground roots. I'd put aside a weekend or whatever many hours he's got, and I would just go right back to the beginning and play the game. And hope that he understands that the frustrations that we have, that we can't engage in his game because ammo production is just so... just boring. Right, let's put everything back. Okay, I've got another axe. Did I get that? Because that's interesting. I don't think maybe. Oh, so you don't always spawn with the same things, perhaps. Not sure about that actually. Get that in there. See, like I said, don't get me wrong, I'm not asking for thousands and thousands of rounds of ammo. All I'm asking for is to speed it up to the point where I can just have a few rounds, you know, in each gun a day. At the moment, I can't even get, like, you know, 5 rounds a day. It's that freaking slow. Let me just test this when I'm crouching as well. See if it's just that one door. Yeah, you can't get out of doors when you crouch, guys. Oh. Let's come at an angle like that so you can see me bounce into it. Bounce. Can't move forwards. But if I stand up, straight out, look. Isn't that weird? I wonder if that's a new bug. Obviously it's the first time I've played it, so I've got can't really comment if that's something that's come in recently. A bit dangerous though, having to stand up, especially if you've got one of those fancy builds maybe with like little balconies and you've got to stand up to come out onto it. Give me my gorgeous kelp, mate. Oh, that was awesome. That was fun. You're right, end show. I'm talking about what? 7 days? No, I'm talking about this game, dude. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're referring to. What did I say? Show, and I'll answer you. Fist between you and I, mate, because I know you and I have had many chats about this game. I said to you a while back, didn't I, that everything, you know, no matter how slow the game was at the start, I could live with that if the AI hunters were going to be good. And I will be straight up honest, as I always try to be, mate. I thought you were probably looking at it with somewhat rose-tinted goggles, mate. I really didn't think the hunters were going to be as entertaining as you were suggesting they were going to be. Mate, you were absolutely spot on the money. I don't think you over-exaggerated it. I don't think you made them out to be any better or worse than they truly are. I think you hit the nail on the head, mate. Respect to you. It's brilliant, dude. Really, really impressed with it, mate. And if this is the start and it can get better, then I'm lost for words, dude. This shows me what is possible with basic AI subroutines. And when I say basic, I'm sure they're extremely complex. But just being in a game and watching somebody, you know, trying to outflank me, you know, switching weapons, using cover systems. Amazing, you know, they're not pro super accurate mega insta death shots. You know, I actually can almost strafe out away of an arrow as it's launched if I've got enough time and distance. You know, I can duck behind trees and know that I'm safe. You know, collision detection seems to be pretty solid. Spot on, dude. Absolutely spot on, mate. Yeah, we spoke about Fear, didn't we, a few days back, mate? This is very reminiscent of Fear. And to think that one guy's done this and coded it into Unreal Engine 4 all on his own time is Jesus Christ, that is something to be super proud of. What's better, this or Hold Your Own? This. They both essentially have a dead end. This less so. Hold Your Own essentially just stops at a certain point until they get more content added in. So as the two games currently stand, you know I love chicks. Oh, with my graveyard love. How you doing, Mr. Chicks? My sexy beast of a young, newly married man. Yeah, this is better than Hold Your Own. There's definitely. But this is, you've got two completely opposing games. If you want to pick up a game and you want to go and have some fun with it and crack on and see some interesting crafting mechanics and get access to some, you know, high-powered guns and go shoot a few people in the face, Hold Your Own's your game. If you want a whole nother layer of complexity and some fantastic AI to combat, this is your game. However, bear in mind, one is like a Formula 1 car racing around sort of Brands Hatch. Absolutely just relentless speed, unless you hit a bit of an RNG problem. The other one is a bit like Mr. Bean's car going around the Nürburgring, mate. It's very slow, it's very ploddy, it's completely illogical and mad, but it's definitely the superior game in terms of mechanics, gameplay, AI, overall polish, depth. This, totally. But don't think I'm, you know, ragging on Hold Your Own. Hold Your Own has been out for, you know, less than a week, right? This has been out for over a year. This is developed by one man. Hold Your Own's developed by two guys. They're both really good games, but this is definitely the one that I would invest in if I had to invest in one or the other. Just don't let it bother you. That at some point you'll just have to turn it off. I now know why Fist doesn't play it for long. It's one of those games you will keep coming back to because it's so much freaking fun, but it's only fun until you hit the grind. And I've never known a survival game with a grind quite like it, to be fair. But what more can I say? Amazing promise. And what more can you say about an early access game? It's not a finished game, is it? I can't judge a game that's not finished, but what I can tell you is what I feel about it in its current state. And this has got enough to keep you entertained. It just feels clean. Everything about it's, you know, even the noises, the audio in it is great. It's brilliant. It's a masterpiece. It's just a horrendously flawed one. Eat all. Right, we've got some meat cooking up, so that's good. When you crouch, your ballsack acts like an anchor. Yeah, my scrotum keeps getting stuck on a rusty nail as I go out the door, Mickey. How's that for visualisation, mate? Jesus Christ. I shouldn't give him ideas. He'll be adding tetanus jabs into the bloody game. How's things at Chicks? You alright, fella? Honestly, I see this as being an Iron Man game, not a forever game, not in its current state. Yeah, I'd agree, mate. Yeah, it's like I've said though on many occasions. How many games have we played in this kind of genre? Yeah, although having said that, maybe not that many. I'd say maybe just open that up a bit. In the early access genre, where the game's just shit. The game is just crap, no matter what you do with it, short of scrapping it and starting again, some of these games are just god-awful. This game isn't. This game has everything it needs to succeed already in the box. It just needs polishing, or should I say balancing. Are we all set for tomorrow? We've got 3 arrows. I'll make some more arrows. Need some planks. Oh, it's not planks, is it? Sticks. Craft. Throw that in there. What else do we need, guys? Feathers. A question, and I was going to ask this of you on Discord yesterday, Fist. Anybody who plays the game, Ice, Fist, Callie, anyone who plays it. When an update happens, is this the sort of game where you have to do a fresh save game? Or is this one of those games that in all the years you've known it, essentially, well, year that you've known it, I don't know, it's always better to start a new game, but if I was to keep this save game, and if at some point someone was to say, hey Grub, have you heard that, you know, the BCU outputs 10 times the power it used to, and the refiner now works at 5 times the speed, would I be able to jump back in? Or is it always a reset? Elagon! My good man. Make some arrows. Oh, I need nails now. I always forget about nails for arrows for some reason. Not sure why you'd need nails. Maybe they're the tip. Maybe using nails as the tip of the arrow. That'd make sense, wouldn't it? Maybe. Sorry, put it back. How's things, Elagop? How you doing, fella? I was trying to find out about Monster Hunter World yesterday and this morning, Elagop. I still don't seem to be able to find any information about whether or not the PlayStation 4 Pro is going to play it at 60 or 4K. Apparently, there was a Reddit thread up that was saying it was going to be running at 4K or enhanced frame rate. You'd have to take your pick. But it all seems now to be a bit of no one's entirely sure what's going on. There seems to be some 720p 60 FPS footage out there, but that seems to come from a Twitch stream. So if it's been encoded at 60, it's going to be 60. Unless someone actually does a frame count, we're never going to know. So I'm a bit uncertain on that front. I've literally got no ammunition at all. I literally have nothing. So I might not even. There's no point in taking that with me, is there? Oh yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, so to give you an idea of where I would expect to be if this was a little bit more polished, I would have quite a few rounds now. I think, you know, if I could have a day away from the hunters, I would have a good maybe 15 to 20 rounds. You know, 3 days away, I'd have 60, 70, maybe even 100 rounds. You know, if I was super efficient with it. I would also expect at this point to be working steadily on upgrading my guns. At the moment, I feel like I'm literally treading water while I trickle feed that refinery. What's that? So you reckon the existing saves will actually work? You added ponds and they magically appeared in existing saves. Oh, right, the saves are about positions loot. I suppose the problem there... Oh, I imagine there's no structural integrity. I was about to say the problem there is your house might suddenly find itself underwater, but it could do. It literally could do, couldn't it? What's the matter now, Rekka? Elegant, I can't help you on that, Grum. I will run it on the 4K HDR TV, but I'm not sure if I can tell you if it's 60 FPS or not, or even if it's fully HDR. No, I know, Elegant. Yeah, I was really interested to see if we get any inherent benefits with the PlayStation 4 Pro. It seems to be like there was an official announcement that it would either have an improved frame rate. In fact, there were three things. You'd either have an improved frame rate, so it would be three options on the PlayStation 4 Pro: play at a high frame rate, play at 4K. Or play with enhanced graphics locked at 30, and 4K would also be at 30. But there doesn't seem to be any further supporting evidence of that statement anywhere, even this close to the beta. So it'll be interesting to see on Saturday. That's where co-op comes in, because then, yeah, and like I said, Fist, that's great, but it makes no difference. You shouldn't have to play it multiplayer in order to get the fun out of the game. 7 days, you know, you get that lovely sense of progression in the game. You're moving forwards all the time. You're making progress, and in fact, I would go so far as to say that the game actually becomes almost broken if you start adding extra players into 7 days. This is a single-player game. Is broken in terms of progression. And I don't mean broken as in it's not playable, it's just not got a pace that is going to keep you entertained for long. I'm a bit of a die-hard ploddy, you know, I'm streaming it. It's quite a good game to stream at the minute because I'm kind of not having to worry too much. It's that campfire over there, look, that's awesome. What's that there? 85, so that's got to be a wolf, right? Let's hope chickens don't start getting 85 hit points. Did you just growl at me, you knobber? He did, didn't he? I'm literally chomping at the bit to race into a camp, guns blazing. I'm really hoping that even if I did have ammo when I did that, I reckon I'd get shot to shit. But I just want to test it. I want to see how terrible a plan that would truly be. And then I'd love to come in from a distance, you know, trying to pick them off, take one of the two out, and then go in close range, you know, ducking behind the trees, shotgun blast, pew, 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 as he retreats. Ah! Yeah, it sounds like easy. I don't know. Does easy mode like sort of? It's more loot and the same craft requirements. Grump and the hunters are just as effective. It still doesn't solve the power issue though, does it, mate? On easy mode, I still can't refine any quicker, can I? I still can't create power and mass any quicker. So I really don't think it would solve the inherent issue. So I've got no issues with the range of the beasts and loot. I never get ammunition from loot anyway, really, do I? Sounds like Wild Wild West. What, the MMO? My God, that is jank. I was invited to the beta and actually hadn't realised I was invited to the beta for that. And I went back and looked at some of the YouTube footage that people had recorded over the beta weekend. Wild West. Wild West Online. Is that what's called Wild West Online? I think it is, isn't it? It is freaking awful. I don't think I've ever seen a jankier game. It is shockingly bad. Oh my God, I thought that was a bear. I was looking at chats with the corner of in my peripheral vision. I thought that was a bloody bear then. Choppy McChoppy, mate. So yeah, you know, I'm staying on top of ore, I'm staying on top of food, everything's going well. If only that refinery was producing ores at, quite frankly, at least 5 times the rate. And if, what else do we want? And maybe have the power boosted from the BCU a little bit. Or at least let me craft something to boost it. Significantly. I'd be all over this. We would be setting up a multiplayer server at the weekend, I tell you. Guaranteed. First game I've considered, it might lend itself quite well to a little faction PvP as well. Never ever felt the urge to play PvP 7 Days to Die. I think I would thoroughly enjoy this game. Couple of little tribes. So we're not allowed to engage with one another for X number of days or X number of streams, perhaps. I know stream sniping would be a little bit of a problem, but I'm sure we could trust some of our little community to play by the rules. Kind of cool coming out together, wouldn't it? Bit of turf war. I was going to say hard mode you were saying was permadeath. That's the real hardcore element of it, isn't it? Can't say I'd fancy that. Mainly because I really enjoy moving through the game. I do enjoy the progression when it happens. It is. It's a beautiful game, Callie. And performance-wise, it has been absolutely flawless. Apart from one particular time of the day when I have the blue glow stick out and I'm in my house and I just get this kind of like weird... there's definitely frame drops, but it's actually more a frame pacing. It becomes a stuttery judder that's not consistent. But it literally lasts while I go from the top of the building to the bottom of the building. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, you know, I could play a AAA game that's been polished over and over and over and have the same issue. Yeah, but imagine that with the hunters and on a PvP server those are. I mean, you know, the other tribe could be over there for all I know. I mean, I don't know how far we can actually go, but imagine like one of the tribes is over there and we're down in the valley here. And at some point, it's like, right, we've got the resources. We reckon we can take them on and try and take out their BCU. Game over. One tribe wins. That'd be mad. I think that'd be so cool. Is that how your job works, is it, Elegon? They just stand up in the middle of the office and start screaming, do they? What have you done to them? You've not put the nipple clamps on again, have you? I go for a bit of an adventure over this way. I've not really left the valley, as I call it, to be honest. So I like this. You know, if I knew I was going back home tonight to a full refinery, so tonight I could start manufacturing the ammo. Jesus Christ, it'd be the what the hell, dude? I'll tell you what we need to do is we need permission from him to start modding it and getting the source code and then learning Unreal Engine and just tweaking it how we want it. They came into your office. What on earth? What, uninvited, Elegon? Without prior... I mean, I thought it was a 12-month waiting list for that. You need one of those desks that's got a front panel to it, Elegon. As long as you don't stand up with your didgeridoo dangling around all over your inkwell, you'll be fine, mate. Keep your pecker under your desk, fella. I went into the pound shop today. Guess what they hadn't got? Talcum powder. I was mortified. I was... Sharon? Where's the baby powder? I'm very sorry, we haven't had any in for a couple of weeks now. I was not happy. I said, you better show me where your Kodak batteries are then, darling. I bought another pack of batteries. Yeah, we're getting more ore over here, aren't we? I'm officially... I'm going to have to go to Radges and get my myself some Cousins baby talc. You like a bit of the old nipple clamping, do you, Daxos? Bish bash bosh. Look at that node up there. Look. Yeah, I do like coming a bit further away from camp. At least it's new territory. I swear there was a box a minute ago. Oh, it was this. There we go. Doesn't baby powder give you ball cancer? What a load of fucking shit. Where did you get that? I'm pretty sure everything on this planet, you know, given enough of it, will probably give you cancer, quite frankly. I was mortified to find out that there's more carcinogens in a little bit of, like, processed ham that you'd find in a supermarket than there is in a goddamn cigarette, quite frankly. I think it's got... Has talcum powder got aluminum, otherwise known, you know, correctly as aluminium in it as well? Pretty sure it has. Baby talc is carcinogenic, yeah. Along with tonic water, coke, cigarettes and fucking napalm, right? Yeah, something just came into my mouth. Well, hopefully not actually came into it. You'll see, Grum. Sasha's free, nice one, Wrecker. Oh, nice one, mate. Don't you go ragging around the bloody city like a maniac and crashing, alright? Yeah, there you go. I mean, aftershave, deodorants, soap, hair gel, beard gel. You know, I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to be rubbing all these weird chemicals all over ourselves, but that'll be a stinky, sweaty Betty, innit, quite frankly. I got the option of, you know, a relatively low risk rate of cancer on my genitalia versus having a big pair of dangly fucking sweaty balls, mate. Life's about taking a few risks here and there. I know where I sit on that one. Right, I just had this picture of you sort of like just pushing her around the town, Wrecker. You were that excited, mate. I didn't say anything about actually, you know, turning the engine on. Oh shit! Aluminium sulfate. Yeah, I do remember reading about it's not the greatest thing to be sprinkling over your baby's arse, but a baby's arse and my balls are two completely separate things. I'd like to point out. You mean you can get it out of your garage and drag to the shop for the last rites to be said over it? Oh, mate. Is it? I was going to say, actually, last time we spoke, Wrecker, I thought Sasha was dead, mate. I thought you'd officially, like, confirmed that she was dead. I don't think there's anything left of that bike from the day you first bought it, is there? Hasn't everything been replaced or re-welded several times? Straight down the middle aisle of the plane, right, chicks? Oh, dearie me. The chain link fence is the edge of the map, Daxos. So that's why I was saying, you know, when people ask you about... though I have to say, it is a little bit farcical. I'm pretty sure just with the tools I've got on me, I can probably get myself out from there. But yeah, that's what I was saying about, you know, thinking it was like a Hunger Games kind of thing. It's crazy. What is it? I think you are clutching it. Oh, what about that 401 though, Wrecker? Oh my god, mate, Jesus. Like I said, I think the only thing that comes close to that is the probably the Ducati 62, innit? That 401's sleek, man. Yeah, and actually, Fist might be able to... Although I've not come very far from my base and hit a chain link fence, yeah, so some people... Daxos, was it you mentioned the chain link fence? Don't think that that's representative of how small it is. I'm unless I'm horribly wrong, I don't think I'm bang in the middle of the map, am I? I mean, I haven't walked far and I've hit a chain link fence over here. I'm pretty sure if I was going the other direction, would I get further, Fist? Or actually is that representative of the size of the map? Eggplant on the 401. I remember looking at that. I think it was about last month, Wrecker, when I first saw some actual proper pictures. I'm a bit out of it all at the minute, and I did think, Jesus Christ, that is... Yeah, I tell you what you did want to, Wrecker, is go and have a look at some of their concept work, some of their concept bikes. I swear to God, mate, if they ever released one of those, it would outsell anything or everything on the market. They have got... I think they're a Swedish company, right, mate? Yeah. Paprika, thank you very much for the bits, bro. Thank you very much for the bits. Thank you, Paprika. How you doing, mate? Good morning to you, mate. Good morning to you. I am essentially middle of the original size scrum. The fence isn't the perfect, and that's what I was sort of saying. If I was going another direction, I think I could go quite a lot further away, right, Fist? I just happened to have gone in the one direction that got me to a border a lot quicker than any other direction, I think. I'm pretty sure we went quite a way towards... Where's the snowy peaks on one little... early game when I was very lost and didn't know what I was doing. In fact, over there, look, I'm pretty sure I could walk... Oh, should we do it and have a look? Oh, no, I better not. Well, we could always do it tomorrow. I'm getting a bit low on... Oh, shite, really? I'm going to start have a sort of diminished stamina regen any minute, aren't I? Did you have a look at that Islands? Fist, Daxos, was it Daxos? I think you mentioned it in Discord, didn't you? He wants to be working at Christmas. Not me, mate. Not as I was doing, anyway. So no, I have got a couple of things that might pop up before then, though, which could cause a right shake-up for all things streaming, but I have no intentions of actually working on Christmas Day, let me put it that way. Where the fuck I'm spending Christmas Day, I still don't know, but... better start making a decision on that. I think my dad's coming up this weekend. I think he's changed it from the Sunday to the Saturday. Oh shit, Hunter. Run! He's just pulled his gun. Run away! Didn't you say you don't get much extra for it as well, Divine? Don't they just count it as a standard shift or something? I know we spoke about bank holiday weekends, and it sounded like you got the short end of the stick a little bit, mate. home, sweet home. Loads of goodies, mate. Loads of goodies. Eat all of those. Like I said, you know, look at this. I'm stockpiling important stuff, and that is the kind of progress that I like to make. It's just the two things that I do need, I'm not making progress on. That is annoying. Got one bullet, look. Holy crumbs. Right, let's go out and get some, pop that in there. I've got some shotgun shells as well. I've got one, look. Wow, look at that. 1.762 and one shotgun shell. What an arsenal we are building up. There will be no stopping us, mate. So you might as well throw that in there. And then what was the other thing we need? Zinc, wasn't it? Zinc ore. Oh, wow. Well, there you go. We're not making any ammo then. Because I've got no zinc. I've got 3 zinc. I'm going to assume that means another 8. So that's like 2. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. It's all too much, mate. It's all too much. Is there any way to increase the efficiency of this thing? I think we did do the one upgrade, right? Increased power efficiency we've already done, and the additional lens, which I could do. Shall I just do the other lens? But it's going to draw even more power, so it will just dissipate power even quicker. And then I'd have to turn it off anyway in order to get the 600 power, and that would also involve turning that on to get an additional 100 power over the sort of base trickle feed 500. Oh my God! Fix the game, bro. You need to read your Discord DMs, you hairy knob. Hey, have you got any idea how many freaking DMs? As much as I love everybody, it takes up a huge amount of my time. Don't you start pestering about how good I am with my DMs, mate. Hours I spend on my fucking DMs, matey. It's you have to buy a loot box if you want to jump to the top of the fucking queue. If you only said to me this morning, I think there's a 48-hour lead time for. I do my best. Jesus Christ. I was even out and about answering DMs this morning at something like 4 or 5 o'clock, I think. Did I put the flux? I think I might have put it in upside down. Maybe I've got one of those inverted refiners. Can you imagine that? I've installed it wrong, Fist. Here's me, like, proper whittling on daily about the flipping refinery. So, yeah, you know you've installed that in upside down, don't you, mate? Stop sodding hell. 30p more. What? Hopefully that's per hour, mate, and not actual. That's your Christmas bonus, Divine. Jesus Christ. That's crazy, isn't it, mate? A contract's a contract, though, right? Is there armor or tactical gear that you can make? Yeah, you can make these things down here, look, fella. You've got like the medium and heavy duty pants and things. I'd quite happily make some of this. I can make the heavy duty pants. I can make the boots, but well, no, I can't. Sorry, because I've not got the sinew. Combat helmet requires these alloy sheets. So yeah, you know. But like I said, there's no point in me making it because I've not got the ammunition. You know, I've got no ammo, so what's the point in wearing the armor? I'm not out shooting anything. At this point in the game, I might as well just die. If I die, I die. You know, go back home. People need to stop DMing you so I can. It's all those platinum subs, you see. They get priority for. They just don't stop prattling on, mate. It's that Elegon. Hours and hours, mate. Group got want to be cracked precariously over dick shot. That was such a cool picture, mate. That was such a cool picture. That's what you got to frame for the living room, mate. That's definitely a conversational start of that one, mate. I've got you on mute, chicks. Don't worry about it. You didn't bother me, fella. Oh, thanks for those chicks. They were. Looks like I had a really good time, mate. Proper chuffed for you. Okay, let's get some loot boxes, bit more wood, and then that's all I can do. Like I said, I'm actually out and about later on, but it would be nice to just sort of try and get getting this game running in the background for a few hours, just get some stuff refined. For those of you that do play the game, is there anything I can do to refine things quicker? Obviously, I can expand it, so I'm doing 3, so that'd be another, you know, that's a significant advantage, but is it? Because all that's going to happen is I'm going to reduce my power. Oh, Jesus! Fuck, that made me jump. Good Lord. Jesus Christ, I saw the one, and I looked at chat, and as I was turning, I saw the other one. Oh God, I'm reading chat. Was that another one I've just... Oh shit, I've just... Oh, I've gone bleeding as well. Oh no, dude. Oh, that must be so annoying, Divine. That must be so annoying. Oh, that's just a right kick in the tits, that is, mate, isn't it? So at times like that, you feel like you'd be better off on the agency, wouldn't you? Sucks. Employment agencies, the scourge of bloody the UK, mate, I tell you. Right, okay, yeah. I'm very impressed with how that box is filling up. If that box is filling up and my ammo is filling up, oh yes, I would be a happy chicken. In fact, we better take another one. Eat, or let's go and see if we can grab some kelp very quickly. Definitely a lot more comfortable with the game now as well. It's one of those games that it's not that it's any more complicated than any of the others, but you know, you start getting to know what takes how long, how many logs to fill up the fire. You know, making a fire start, you don't have to think about it. You kind of already know what the reagents are. It's definitely one of those games where you get better yourself. It's not just about you know, being able to shoot a gun or anything. How are the unions in the UK? Bunch of freaking morons, mate. Depends on which unions, mate. We've got mega unions over here. Like, I can't speak for all of them, but some of them are a literal waste of freaking space, time. Basically just an excuse for a lot of people not to do their actual job, but for an employer to have to pay for them to be a union representative. Fucking idiots. There are some, you know, there's always going to be some people that are in it for the right reasons, as in I mean by the representatives of the unions themselves. 9 times out of 10, far too many backhanders, far too many people who drink with certain people down the pub, and general corruption throughout, unfortunately, mate. Not all of them, like I said. I can't talk about like things like the motor industry or anything like that, but pretty much like you'd expect all over the world, I should imagine. Cool. I don't actually need it, but... If you genuinely feel that unions are good and that they defend their workers, then you're either in a very, very, very small, very, very like-minded union, or you've got no experience of the corporate, gigantic unions that run amok over here, Callie. The large majority of the unions are very much in it for their own personal gain. A lot of money involved in union subs, mate. I know a lot of union representatives that are purely there because they don't actually want to do their substantive fucking post, mate. And quite literally couldn't string a sentence together, let alone help out in a bloody tribunal or anything. I'm sure they're different all around the world, but certainly in the UK. Generally, generally not the best. Oh Jesus, that sounded really close, didn't it? I better go and start repairing. What sort of unions are they then, Cali? The ones that are good in California? What sort of industry? It's nice to know that you've got that, mate. Certainly not my experience over here. Jesus Christ, that sounded like a hand grenade out here, didn't it? Why can't I repair? Stop bashing at my base, you knobbers. God damn it, they are not mucking about, are they? What? Jesus Christ, mate. Definitely attacking the underneath of the foundations, aren't they? It looks like they're lobbing the grenades and they're either bouncing off and landing on the rock and then exploding upwards. What's that? You're in the Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union. I was a delegate and you didn't do shit. I've seen far too many employment contracts change due to, how can I put it, complete non-intervention by unions. You can only go on your personal experience. It's like I say, I can't speak for all unions. Of course I can't. But, statements of particulars are the funny one. Statements of particulars. No, everybody sort of forgets about the statement of particulars, and they always seem to focus on their actual contract. If there's a way to fuck an employee over, it's to change your statement of particulars on the sly. Well, which in theory can't be done without a change going through the unions. But you treat any union rep to a nice weekend away in a hotel and some freebies. Trust me, you'll get it through, mate. We had your best interests at heart. This is a this is an absolute benefit for all our employees. Scrupulous bastards. They don't seem to be actually damaging my door, so it seems to be quite a prolonged assault, doesn't it? I can't even see them. To be honest, oh, is he just down there? Oh, there they are. Look. Oh, if I'd got, dudes, if only I'd got some ammo, I could look. Bang! Headshot. Bang! Headshot! Oh, dudes, that sucks, mate. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't get in. Why can't I get in? Oh, that's because I was crouched. Yeah, that crouch thing's pretty bad, actually. Boom! Headshot! Oh, if only, mate. If only. That's right. I tell you what. Talking about bribes, right? We need to find out where Cold Games lives. Right? We need to obviously speak to him and arrange to take him out for a slap-up doner kebab and a pint of carling, and get him to change his freaking ammunition policy. What else do I need? I'm gonna need. Oh, I've got 4 arrows there. Look. Yeah, a nice little salt all button. Let's make it all look neat and tidy. We like neat and tidy, don't we? Think he's Canadian. Wow. I don't know. I have a look in the Grumbodian cake box, mate. It might be able to just rustle up a couple of quid. Yeah, knobbers. That was a much more prolonged assault, and I definitely, like I said, if I'd had some ammo, I reckon we could have proper nailed them, and then that would have been really good. We could have gone to their camp under cover of darkness after we'd killed them, looted it, and I would be thriving. I would be dancing from the rooftop. If I stay here, do I get a little bonus near the campfire? Hello, Shelby. How you doing, mate? Tight and clean, chicks. Tight and clean. That's how we like it, fella. Yeah, but we still got some loot out of them, wouldn't we, Fist? gone to their campfire and got the ash and things out of it. It's still loot, isn't it? See, this would be a perfect time to assault the other bases, wouldn't it? But I just can't produce. Can't produce anything. I mean, what have I got now? I mean, I've now got 50. So let's look at this, right? How long we've been doing this, right? I've now got 15 zinc, okay? 15 zinc is going to give me 3 ammo casings. That is not even 1 bullet. And anybody that's sitting there defending this game needs to take a long, hard look at that, I think. Because that just doesn't make sense to me. It's beyond not good. Lee 1973, thank you for the follow, mate. Thank you. Ash is serious loot for. I need ash for gunpowder, mate. Look at it, 40 bloody ash for 10 gunpowder. That's 1 bullet. 40 ash for a bullet for. Ash is like, it's like rocking horse shit, mate. It's what? It's what? How many? It's I've got 17 zinc, so that's going to be 3 of these, right? So that's 9. Oh, so that's all right. Well, 3 bullets then. All right, fair enough. I mean, that's a significant difference from 1. 3 bullets then, fist. Whoop the fuck you do, mate. Totally ridiculous. Let's just have a quick look, see if 9 mil is 1 for 1. Ammo casings 1, gunpowder is 4. Scrap it. Just scrap all this. Scrap the whole thing. Everything in batches of 10. Just make it make more sense. It's just donkey bollocks. Donkey bollocks. Big dangly donkey bollocks rubbing all over your face. Hairy balls up your nose. Lick 'em and gag on 'em, lovely jubbly. Donkey balls, donkey balls. Everybody loves those hairy donkey balls. Unbelievable. What's that? Project Zomboid. You should be playing RimWorld. I don't fancy RimWorld, but I do fancy Project Zomboid. I played it before, Callie. I really did like Project Zomboid. It just looks a bit shit. It looks a lot better than it did. They did change it to like full 3D. Well, they went from sprites to 3D, whatever they called them. I'm not entirely sure what now. Is it 3D models? Are they actually full 3D models now? Make the Magnum. Yeah, we could do. Still need the bloody ammo, chicks. I mean, let's have a look. I mean, what have we got? Shotgun shells. They're even more ludicrous. I mean, the rifle rounds are 4 and 10. Shotguns are 6 and 15, which is just... Jesus Christ, my blood pressure. I'm going to assume the 4 rounds, 5 and 12. Even more expensive than the rifle rounds, chicks. So, it can't be done. Let's chuck some potassium in there. It's going to turn off in a minute anyway, look. I've got anything on me that I need. We'll be alright, won't we? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Anybody got any ammo? Apparently not. You like that, Shelby? We can dedicate that to you if you want. You can call it Shelby's Donkey Balls. It's got a ring to it. #1 on iTunes for Christmas, Shelby. Shelby's Donkey Balls. There you go. Don't say I don't treat you well, mate. Upgrade the pistol on the bench, give it more bang for the buck. No. No, I'm not doing anything with my resources. It's pure ammunition there. Grum playing RimWorld would be pretty interesting. I think with RimWorld is it's clicky, and I don't want to play a clicky game. I played clicky games back in the day, mate. I want to play big 3D virtual worlds, not clicky games. I know RimWorld's a wonderful game, but I just don't think it's good for me for a stream game. I would rather play something a bit more like this. I'm actually at the point now where I can't even do anything for an evening. But then I get more ammo. How? How do I get more ammo by upgrading the pistol? Talk me through it. I didn't know. In fact, I forgot to actually check after that stream, Elegon. A lot happened after the last stream. That was the stream before last, actually, wasn't it? We agreed it was Daxos. Daxos volunteered to take all credit for it. Hello! I thought I could jump over that. There you go. I could jump over that before. Why can't I jump over this little ledge there? There you go. What's going on here? Oh, I know what I did. Haha! Look at that. Like Spider-Man. Level 1 Wolfie. Gotta be quiet because I can't hear anything. Or should I say I can't see? There we go. Alright. It was me, trust me. What, was it really you, Daxos? Or are you winding me up? I mean, if it was you, then, you know, let me know, mate. I mean, maybe this is all a bit of a troll with a truth behind it. Because pistol ammo is much cheaper. Yeah, but pistol ammo I can't kill hunters with. No. The only reason I've got to use the pistol is to pew bloody wolves, right? Ammo Hunter Simulator. I won't even go that far, to be honest with you. I don't even know what that is, Eleanor. The blue light soundbite from what? From Rambo 3? I don't think I've ever even... in fact, I don't even know if I knew there was a Rambo 3, to be honest, mate. That wasn't the remake from like I don't know, like a couple, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago. Is that like the rebirth of Rambo that Stallone did in his comeback? I saw the most recent one, which, like I said, is going back a few years now. Okay, so I just like listening if I come out early. Not got a very good. It's a good. It goes to show how important the audio is in the game, actually. Are you still playing Rimworld, actually, Fist? What did you stream yesterday? Oh, just that a chicken right there. No, that's not a chicken. It's one of those metal robo chickens. That's what this game needs. Robo chickens. Oh yes. You see, that's why I get paid the big bucks in game development, you see. Creative juices positively flowing. Almost moist it's flowing that much. You like a bit of moisture, don't you, for? Oh, what did you think of it, Star Trek Discovery? What did you think? I thought it was got a good end. I liked it. Good series. Tried to watch a bit more Vikings last night. I kept getting sort of interrupted. Rambo 3 from 1988. Oh, that's not the one I'm thinking of. I don't think I even saw that, dude. Oh, the one with the big ass bloody attack choppers. Oh, I have seen it. Moist. Moist baby. Cruising. With me rag top down. Moist baby. First day watching me, Callie. Ah, well, welcome to the channel, mate. Welcome to the channel. Lots of crazy things can happen, just not in this freaking game. We should have streamed doing a jigsaw puzzle. We're gonna of assorted ammunition rounds. That'd have been alright, wouldn't it? You could have taught me that 7.62s and .4s, high calibers. Oh Jesus, the things I could have learnt today. Pew! Oh, that don't sound good. Where's that coming? Oh, hello, big boy. Oh, jeez, I crouched, mate. I crouched. I'm infected. I crouched in panic. You can build better arrows, Paprika, yeah, but I'm going to be honest, mate. The arrow trajectory and general flight mechanics are very loose. So the chance of you getting enough shots on target versus using something like the hunting rifle, I just don't see it being worth the investment, dude. They're not cheap to make, look, because they require... Where were those enhanced arrows, guys? Premium arrows, look, they require iron fragments and they require scrap metal, dude. I just, you know, like they specify maybe for bears and things, you know, where they're a little bit slower and you can sort of work with that AI system a bit better, but no, mate. Even if you were to line up a headshot, they've only got to jiggle a little bit to the left or to the right. It takes so long for the arrow to get there. And I like that, you know. I'm not knocking it. I think that's good. You know, I do really like the arrow system. Best bow and arrow in a survival game, hands down. Easily surpasses the crossbow and the bow and arrow in 7 days. Easily surpasses it. I would go so far as to say absolutely spot on, almost perfect. Feels amazing to use. What's that? It's an effing FF. What's that, Ice? You just crouched, though, did you? I jumped, panicked, crouched, and forgot I wasn't playing Resident Evil 7 for a brief moment. Bullets are so expensive because they double as meds. In fact, actually, I need to take some meds, don't I? Is it this one? Basic antidote. Is that the one? There you go. They're going to pew some wolves while we. Let me go and get some more chickens, and then we'll go and pew some what's-ins. Let's just have a drink. Let's see if we can get some kelp. Yeah, the problem with 7 days, Ice, we've already done it all, mate, you know. We just need to hold on and wait for that next really big update, you know. At least that's my thinking, guys. I must admit that this game has had me tempted to go back to 7 days and just even if it was just for a few weeks, just to remind myself, you know, we've played quite a lot of games recently. It'd be nice to go back and just remind myself about what 7 days does do well, but it's always the performance that puts me off. Like it's been a real nice change to be able to play some games that look good and play good and sound good. And I'm not saying that 7 days doesn't. It's just that it is a voxel-based game, and therefore it does underperform. You know, it's as simple as that. You can't have everything, can you? It's not a criticism of the devs. It's just the, you know, the realities of the hardware overheads that game has in order to do what it does. But you know, I'd love to see some. I mean, Jesus Christ, why don't they get this guy on their dev team and come do their bandit AI? I mean, Jesus Christ, is bandit there. Yeah, get this dude to come and work on their game if they could afford him. I'm sure he'd never want to, but. Maybe there's an inherent difference with getting AI to work in Unreal Engine 4 versus a voxel-based game in Unity. Who knows? I certainly don't know. Imagine bandits working the same way these do. Jesus Christ. You think it'd be relatively straightforward to implement as well, wouldn't you? You could have like some prefab hunter bases that the game has, and then each day those hunters would, you know, if left alone, would gather X amount of resources and build their 7 Days to Die hunter base, just like they do in this game. And then of an evening, they start encroaching on your space and battling the zombies and all the rest of it. I mean, Jesus Christ, that would be amazing. That really would. It's a real shame as well, because today I've actually started venturing out a little bit, and I know where I can come and get ores, and I know where there's, you know, big pockets of ore veins, or at least more than I knew. I feel like I've got a good awareness of what to look out for the hunters in the distance. I'm not stumbling across them. You know, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I can loot. I know what I can combat with. The resources for general building have gone really well. You know, we've got a nice surplus of wood, you know, to expand the base and put up some perimeter walls. I just cannot engage in the fun part of the game. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Dilly. That one, was it Doc who posted up, what's it, Sander or whatever his name is, from Guardians of the Galaxy with Mary Poppins. I proper burst out laughing. What's his name, saying that he's Mary Poppins, and he's like, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. That's such a good film. That is such a good film. Talking of devil, I was just talking about your Sander post. Oh, it was you, wasn't it, in Discord? I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Classic, absolute classic. I tell you what, that was a fantastically edited video, I have to say. It was really well done. Fair props to whoever did that. What, a bit of Grum karaoke, Daxos? Do you reckon the world's ready for such an angelic singing voice? Oh, what do we got there? What's that? So it looks like a bit like a rabbit poop. Oh, what happened then? I swear there was something I was heading towards then. A cheeky breaky. You like a bit of karaoke, don't you, Oz? Normally after about 3 pints of Jack Daniels, knowing you, mate. Yeah, I'm just thinking about 7 days. I mean, you know, the game is it is totally standout. It's unique. It's leagues above so many of these other games, but I do feel like this one potentially is the better survival game out of all of them. If they, you know, make the map bigger, you know, sort the balancing things out. I mean, imagine if they. I mean, I wonder if he makes much money out of it. I mean, I wonder if there are any plans to give up the day job and expand this into a functioning team. I mean, where did this begin? Was there a Kickstarter, or did he just suddenly release it one day on early access on Steam, and that's the first time anybody had ever even heard of the damn game? You know, I mean, has he ever said anything about that? I mean, where he's taking it? See, the thing is, it's probably his pet project. You know, we could all sit here and come up with suggestions, and he might think, yeah, you can talk about it all day. You know, I'll probably get about 3 hours work on this a week. You know, it's just something I did in my spare time and just happened to really enjoy doing it. You know, there's lots of labours of love out there in this kind of early access genre, aren't there? Where the devs, you know, have no intentions of working their ass off, you know, killing themselves and burning out. You know, you might just sit down every Tuesday night. You know, maybe his missus goes, does a bit of the old pole dancing or something, a bit of Zumba, and he sits down in front of his computer and does a bit of work on Subsistence while she's out. I mean, who knows? Ooh. You don't like 7 Days anymore, Wrecker? What, because of Subsistence? You think it's opened your eyes to where these sorts of games could go, or...? So I think 7 Days is awesome because it's got everything this has got, and it just has it super polished. The only thing it hasn't got is any sort of realistic threat at the minute. The zombies are very much just shambling morons, aren't they? That's the difference. You know, the game looks visually pretty impressive. Oh shit! Straight through there. I thought I had them. I thought they were on the other side though. I didn't see them near the raid when we came back through the other side. Expecting a rifle round in the back any second. The Steam controller's not very happy about it because I'm pressing down so hard on my run button. He did a Steam green. Oh, that was one of the successes of Greenlight. Wow, no, that is impressive. Stay away, knobbers. Look at that for a loot run. I mean, that's impressive stuff, that is, mate. You know, we're getting so much better at the game. It's so... Alright, oh, here we go. They followed me all the way home, look. Those cheeky rascals. Carbs, I could probably eat all of that. I mean, I've got 2 rounds, guys. Should we take them? It's time to take over the server. My lord. I've got 3 shotgun rounds and 2 rounds. Hang on a minute. Why the hell are they in there? They shouldn't be in there, should they? You can hear them knockers running around. Definitely followed me all the way back, didn't they? Those cheeky rascals. Cheeky bloody rascals. What did they actually smash? Sometimes it doesn't seem to register I've got the hammer the first time I switch out to it. But I've just mullered my... that's interesting. I wonder what they actually managed... Oh, this wall here by the looks of it. Look. It actually does look like they're trying to breach through this wall. That's the second time I've noticed this side has taken significantly more damage than anywhere else. I can't help but think, you remember I used to jump up the rock on that other side, which was my original entrance to the base. I wonder if they're starting to come up through there themselves. Right, so let me think. That. I'm going to want some sticks. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oops. Cancel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about right. Arrows. Feathers. I lost the wall behind the CPU. Oh! Holy shit! I didn't even spot that, mate. Jesus Christ. Bloody wall down. Now that is cool. Now that is awesome, mate. That is freaking awesome. See, one of the things I was hoping to have was actually some spare parts for exactly that, but because I've never seen them actually breach anything, I kind of thought I didn't really need to worry about it. That is crazy, mate. It's a good job that didn't collapse as a result of that, isn't it? That is mad. That is so cool. Another dick tease for the game, really, isn't it? Come on, come on. 7 days has been oversaturated. There's nothing new for you to see there. There's nothing drawing to it. Yeah, I think I probably feel the same way, to be honest, mate. It's... you know, it is still a really, really good game. End of story, but... it's like anything, Wrecker. I don't think anyone who hears us talking like that should feel that we're saying anything nasty about the game. The simple fact of the matter is... after a few thousand hours, I mean, whether you've watched that amount or whether you've played that amount, there's just nothing... Oh, hang on, I'm going the wrong way. There's nothing left to see, is there? There's no new excitement. You're still going to get, you know, some fun jump scares when things go wrong. You might get the odd horde where, you know, in a new build, you've made a catastrophic mistake or something like that. But that's going to be the exception, not the norm. You right, Hicksy Dubs? How you doing, mate? It is. It's a very, very good game, dude. Yeah, it's one guy. Apparently lives in Canada. Goes under the name or guise of Cold Games. Is the dev team. I've often wondered myself, Ghost. It blows my mind that someone like Ubisoft hasn't gone down that route. Now, weirdly enough, Bohemia Interactive, which are the guys behind DayZ, Armour, etc. That's right, isn't it? They've just released something called Islands, spelt Y, capital Y, Lands, which looks like the first time I've seen... Oh no. Oh dear, we better press pause quickly. My battery's just run out, I think. That on my Steam controller's broken. One sec. Back. Yeah, it's okay. So I saw it flashing earlier and I thought we might just get to the end of the stream, but not quite. Then I've got the Kodak ones. They are nowhere near as good as my Duracells. When this thing starts flashing with the Duracells, I've probably still got about 8 to 10 hours left. On this, it looks like I have about 2 hours left. So it's still good. Still more than sufficient warning now that I know. If I was playing a bit more of a dicey game, I probably wouldn't risk it. The fact I can pause it made me make that snap decision. Yeah, not too bad, Hicksy. Not too bad at all, mate. Kind of ran a little bit out of juice with this game now, dude. It's very, 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 very ploddy in terms of getting the ammunition to have some fun with it, which is a bit of a shame. But I think I'll be keeping a closer eye on this game than any other in my catalogue in terms of early access. I genuinely was quite excited for Hold Your Own, and this has really made me understand what can be done in this genre. You know, it's super impressive. To think of this map developing, you know, actually having a team, you know, even just like one person working on the world build and expanding it and having some points of interest, even maybe caverns or caves to explore. You know, there'd be a lot of balancing to do those kind of things. I'm not trying to pretend that this can all just magically happen. You know, you don't want caves where hunters can't get in. Might make it a bit cheaty, but it's got the potential to be something absolutely mind-blowing. It really has. And I genuinely can't feel of any other game that has got that much. Hold Your Own potentially, but it's still very early days for that game. If Hold Your Own develop at a faster rate than what this is developing at, and you know, can somehow come up with that kind of AI, come up with some more robust assets, I still feel like that sort of Shakespearean style of build just looks so out of whack in that game. You know, I'm sure a very simple texture repack would lend itself well to that game. But you know, if they can get their hunters behaving like these do, you know, oh look, I wonder where the wolf was. I heard it growl. It's like up on that rock. Look, that's mad. Cheeky bugger. You know, the day-to-day survival mechanics. I love the idea of not actually smashing rocks, but just looking for the little ore nodes. Everything about it is there. It's good. It's good Hixie, but pacing-wise and excitement-wise, it leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah, I don't know how you'd play a game like this with the Xbox controller, mate. I really struggle with stuff like 7 Days. You just haven't got that right stick sensitivity to headshot very accurately, Callie, because these games don't have any inbuilt soft auto aim, do they? Like a lot of the console games. So the Steam controller is the best of both worlds. Unfortunately for this one, I've not really had any practice because I've just got no rounds. I was doing really well yesterday with headshots, despite the fact I've got no ADS variable on the touchpad, so sensitivity wouldn't switch. I have actually changed that. I built that into the Steam controller now. I can show you, I think. So that's me moving outside of ADS. That's me moving inside ADS, but moving, if you like, my finger as much or the mouse as much. So much bigger movement there, and then much smaller movements. So much easier for me to, you know, aim at that stone there. It's very, you know, I'm a lot quicker at being able to zoom in on things now. Steam controllers, yeah. I mean, the Steam controller's more on par with like the Xbox One controller. I'd say that the bit that sits in your like palm of your hand is just that wrong side of chunky. So I can understand that, Callie. It's not the most ergonomically designed controller, let me put it that way. The buttons are too small, they're in the wrong place. They're very little, you know, they feel very soft, no real click or tactile feedback on them. But other than that, the Steam controller is freaking amazing, dude. Game called Dusk coming soon. Oh no, I've not heard of that. No. Oh, I can hear a wolf. I swear I can hear something behind me. Sounds like a bloody duck squeaking. What the hell is that? So we're off like Cody's dragged a duck in through the back door. Yeah, I mean, that, as you say, chicks, it's the Steam controller is a lot of people trying to use it out of the box or just downloading somebody else's profile for a game. They won't click with the Steam controller. The Steam controller, it's a little bit like your own penis, mate. You know it far better than anybody else. There's no point trying to play it, you know, like somebody else's penis. That's such a cool analogy. The Steam controller is very unique in what it does. You have to tailor it. You have to play with it how you need to play with it. You need to tweak the software. You need to have an understanding of the software. Otherwise, there's no point. Don't just download someone else's profile and expect it to work out of the box. Hey up, Jimmy! Jimmy the Brush, how you doing, fella? This is a game called Subsistence, mate. I would go so far as to say potentially an extremely good game, dude. I would certainly recommend it, Jimmy, if you wanted to taste something a little bit new. Just don't expect to get through the content very quick. It's things like this. I mean, just look at that. I mean, for God's sake, mate. Oh, I mean, it's beautiful. Xbox controller. The best controller for a PC gamer is... You have to own two. You have to own the Xbox One controller, in my opinion. I prefer the Xbox One controller over the Xbox 360 controller. And you need a Steam controller. If you have both of those as a PC player, you've got the best of both worlds. I mean, if I was to pick up Far Cry 4 right now, I wouldn't play with a Steam controller. I would play with my bog standard Xbox. I'd play with the Xbox Elite controller because that's what I've got. Yeah, I used to play with the DualShock 4 on PC. Absolutely fantastic because, of course, you've got the... Oh, we've got 100... Oh, yeah, now look. We have actually got a little bit. Here, look, check it out, boys and girls. We've got a little bit of ammo stockpile today, lads. Hey, look, 3... I've got 3 rounds, mate. Don't get much better than this. This is perseverance. This is, lads, I tell you. Right, what have I got? So the only other thing I can put in here... Can I not just split that? Oh, now we are cooking. Now we're on fire, mate, I tell you. I did enjoy the Forest, Jimmy. The Forest was a really good game. But a very different game to what I originally played. My problem with the Forest was... When it first released, I bought it kind of literally day one, I think, and it was very much a sort of survival game versus the cannibals, and it was pretty bad performance, you know, even on what at the time was an exceptionally good rig that I'd got back then. And then when I went back and played it many, well, probably 2-3 plus years later, it had become a much more linear kind of game with an actual story. And I made the mistake of trying to play it a little bit like a survival game again, trying to build this really cool base to defend against the cannibals. And of course, the cannibals just wouldn't stop attacking. And then I realised, you know, I was supposed to be spending more time in the caves. The Forest is amazing. Really, really good game. Oh, take care, Divine. Sorry. We better get in, haven't we? Yeah, I can see that, Fist. I can, you know, I did say yes, that I totally understand that we're not supposed to be going out every day battling hunters. I can understand that game play decision, and I would support that. I think it's nice to play a game where you haven't got, you know, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, but it's still too slow. It's still on the wrong side of okay. Even this has gone out now. Look, I'm just not even bothering with that today. Gotta be careful with that, actually. That could suddenly bounce up and bite me right on the arse, couldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. How do I make biofuel again? Is it literally just... Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make a few of that. See, I feel like we've stockpiled again a little bit today. There goes my phone. Hang on a sec. Well, let me just get this, guys. That was kind of weird. I was chatting away and the phone just died on me. But I'll bring them back in a bit. It's already 10 to 3, isn't it? Hello, questionable crow. How you doing? What's the enemy in this game? Primarily... Sorry, I'm just trying to think about what I need to do about that phone call. Basically, you start the game with no real threats other than wolves and bears. That's it, essentially. Just take these out of here. Did I actually make the fire starter kit or not? No, I didn't. Yeah, you start the game bears and wolves. As long as you stay away from them, you can outrun them, so don't get too close. And then what happens is you... Where's my fire starter kit? That's slower than I thought. Come on, chop, 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 fella! And cook, right. So, and then basically, you then have to make this thing here, look, Jimmy, called a base command unit, which is ever so easy to make. You just some scrap metal, some electrical parts, and some wooden planks, all of which you find in the world, so nothing fancy. Once you've made that, then essentially what happens is the game gives you a few days to settle in, and then it will start spawning. Oh, I've got 6 hours. Then it will start spawning in hunters, AI hunters. The AI hunters are really what this game is all about. They will actually, the hunters will essentially move into the environment. They will start building their own bases. They will start gathering resources to, produce ammunition and to build their base. And if you stay out of their way, they will kind of ignore you for possibly for a few days. As soon as they become established, though, they may start coming and attacking your base. If you go and attack them, they will definitely start attacking your base. So, beginning game is a true survival game. It's you versus the environment. You need to kill chickens and rabbits in order to get protein. You need to farm berries and kelp from the water in order to keep your carbohydrate levels high. And then once you've started getting your base established, you'll reach that point, like I've just said, where the AI start coming in, and they're human hunters. They've got things like shotguns and rifles and pistols and bows and arrows, and it's really you versus them. The big downside is at the minute it's very, very hard to get yourself an amount of ammunition, which means that you can realistically take them on, especially in an early beginnings of a game like this, where you don't know the weapons particularly well, you don't know how accurate they are, you don't know what sort of range they operate at. There's a lot of give and take. When you first start playing this game, for example, the bow and arrow is probably the best example I can give. The bow and arrow is very, there's no reticule, there's no aiming reticule there. You don't know anything about the trajectory or anything about the physics of the arrow flight. But once you've used it a bit, you become actually really, really good with it, or at least I'd like to think I'm okay with it. The same with the guns, though. You still need to know, how important is a headshot? How much damage are you really doing with a bullet? If you're going for body shots, how many bullets are in a clip? Rat-a-tat-tat, can I take him down before he gets to me? I haven't had a chance to really explore that because ammo is so scarce. So I'm kind of stuck with very low ammo, having to wait and try and line up those perfect headshots, which 9 times out of 10 means you probably get shot in the face yourself a few times. Healing products and everything, very, very hard to make. It's a punishing game. Whether or not that is by design to the point that the game actually is at the minute, I can't say. I feel it's overly slow. It's like it's not giving me a chance to play in this wonderful sandbox as much as I'd like to be able to play in it. But, it's early days, it's early access. The AI is exceptionally good. You won't have played another survival game like this one. When those hunters come down here and start launching hand grenades and grenade arrows at me, trying to smash the walls down, I still feel like we've essentially cheesed it a little bit by living on a rock. I can't remember exactly why we started on a rock. I think I'm flashbacks to Rust, and I was just going to put a campfire on a rock just so the wolves couldn't get me. And then it turned out the wolves definitely could get me. But we kind of just rolled with it, really. It's a game that is going to be on my extreme watch list. The problem I'm going to have is, let's say there was a big update in, say, 3 months' time. I still won't come back to it if they've not increased the pace with which you progress. I don't think I could put another 20 hours into the basic stuff. It might be different. I might start up on a multiplayer server next time, perhaps, and share that workload. To be honest, I thought about the fuel bricks fist, but again, I've got that much wood kicking about, mate, and I'd rather kick, because I really do want to expand the base, mate. So all that cordage will come in super handy. I totally think you're right. It would make more sense, but I just can't be bothered, really. I'm quite happy with just shoving the logs in there. At the moment, Fist, I can't really do much in the day, dude, so I'm just farming the basic resources over and over and over again. You know, we are starting to stockpile it. I will be able to expand the base at some point. So I feel like the save game is a valid save game. I don't feel like I've done anything that's going to catastrophically make me rethink my tactics. Tomatoes are confirmed. Grum 1 seed gives 2 tomatoes. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know that. Tomatoes are the only thing worth doing, right? It's everything else that's pointless. Oh, hang on. Tomatoes. No, hang on. Wasn't the tomatoes... No, the tomatoes were 1. Tomatoes are confirmed. Grum 1 seed gives 2. Oh, sorry. Oh, right. That doesn't make sense. That's not what just happened earlier, was it? Oh, no. It was cotton, wasn't it? Sorry, it was cotton we found. We couldn't make seeds out of. I'm confused now, Fist. I've forgotten what we were doing earlier. I thought when we took a tomato, we only got 1. No, we only got 1 seed, dude. But you mean the 1 seed we plant gives 2 tomatoes? Gotcha. I've got you. Still doesn't explain why we're not getting. So is that right then? Does that mean I only planted 1 tomato seed? Did I get 4 tomatoes? Must have had 2 seeds there then, yeah? Two seeds gave me 4 tomatoes. But things like the cotton, the medicinal herbs, none of those we can get seeds, right? So in fact, that makes it worth maybe starting up a tomato farm, perhaps. But then again, do I need to? I'm right on the water's edge. I've got plenty of kelp kicking about. Plus my berry supply, and then that, you know, if I was to start a farm up, you know, the downside is I'm gonna be using a shitload of ash to do it. It's just pointless. You know, it's another example where, you know, I mean, look at that, guys. Just look at that. It's another example where the game is basically just not. It's not balanced to make sense. Oh my god, 3 hunters. One of them's got a bloody helmet on as well. So that must be a roaming pack of hunters there, look. Yeah, it's detrimental to me. I'd be losing fertilizer, which I need. Well, ash, should I be more specific? I'd be losing ash that I can use to make ammunition. So absolutely no need to do farming at this point in the game. And why you wouldn't have the cotton, the medicinal herbs, what else is there that we can grow? Not being able to produce seeds just seems batshit crazy. Someone was saying that it was really hard, didn't they, to feed the rabbits. It was kind of almost counterproductive. And that doesn't surprise me. Everything seems to be incorrectly balanced. I'm sure someone said the other day, because we were talking about at the moment, if you kill a rabbit or capture a rabbit, it kind of classed as low quality food. But someone was saying that if you rear your own rabbits, you get much better quality rabbits, which provides you with more sustenance per kill. But they were saying that the amount of effort it took to feed the damn things and everything, it really wasn't worth the effort. So it's almost like every single thing that we've ever discussed in this game comes down to it just not being. It's like none of the individual components gel together quite right to make it so you advance. Did you see where I'm going? It's almost like nothing quite. Everything's just that little bit out of sync with each other. I'm assuming so, chicks. I'm assuming they reproduce and provide you with better quality meat. But to be honest, it's no effort for me to go out and kill 4 chickens a day. It really isn't. In fact, it's probably the funnest part in the game at the minute. So I wouldn't want to take that away just yet. I suppose if you can grow a crop that doesn't involve fertilizer, because ash, you need that. You need every bit of ash you can get to make ammo. Not for fertilizer. The crops are doing nothing for me. In fact, the most important crop, really, to be quite honest with you, I would say would be the cotton to make bandages and the padded armour, or padded cloth as it's called. Forget tomatoes. Hello, Z-Star. How are you doing, matey? How's things? Good night's sleep, Z! Right, so animals drops. Maybe we can try building one. Should we go and build one up on the roof? I mean, maybe, I should imagine I've got enough bits and bobs. Right? Oh, I bet it's going to require energy and stuff, right? Oh, nice one, Z. Oh, that's awesome, mate. Let's go for 3 out of 3, Z. You get 77 feces in 10 minutes 20 seconds with animals. Right, is there a difference between the feces and the ash? Are they essentially... So the animals will provide the fertiliser for the crops, which is nice. That means we're not using ash for fertiliser, yeah? That makes sense. That's something I hadn't really put much thought into. So let's go and have a little look at that. You're talking about water input for us? I mean, do we really care if tomatoes provide hydration for us? Or are you talking about feeding tomatoes to the rabbits or something? I'm a bit confused on that one. You know, we can. It's worth us setting up another farm now because we've got 6 seeds long. Pop, 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 pop. Oh no, hang on, we need that. Has gone out again. No surprise there. What was it going to do? Where do I make animal housing? There we go. So plank. Oh, I need some rope. That shouldn't be too bad. That means, yeah, but to do this, I'm going to have to turn off that, or at least put some fuel in, aren't I? So shall we turn that off? Turn that on. Give it a little boost, split. Oh, hang on, sorry. Bring that in there. Let's see how fast we can get that BCU up to 500 power. So what did it need? Animal housing. So planks, nails, scrap. Planks, nails, some scrap iron, and then rope. I don't think I've ever made rope. Oh, I can't. I need sinew. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking game. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck that. Got no sinew, guys. I don't even know where I get sinew. I'm gonna guess. Bears, perhaps, do you think? Oh. I thought, God damn it, we've got something that we've not looked into. A little spark of life in the game. And you right, PQL? How you doing, fella? How's things, mate? God damn Jove. By Jove, sir. See you later, Shelby. Not that I know. I've not seen any sinew anywhere or a fist, no. Sinew's either got to be from the cougars that someone mentioned. That's the only other animal I've not seen. But to be honest, I don't think... have I ever even killed a bear? I think I might have killed one. But I never got any sinew off it. Oh, the kitty cat has the sinew. You'll like the kitty cat. Let me guess. I need ammo to kill it. shocking, sir. Absolutely shocking. Don't know why. So I think it might be time to play a new game now, fella. I can't see this going anywhere until it gets some tweaks, mate. I'll have to go and have a look at that Islands or something, perhaps. I think we've done as good a job as we can of showcasing the game. For me, I think I've learned everything I need to know. It's a shame we've not had a chance to explore a little bit more with the hunters, but first impressions have been absolutely outstanding. You know, the base building's good fun. You know, it's got a lot going for it, but it's too much just doing the same shit over and over and over and over, waiting for stuff at the base to just get the fuck on with its own refining or power production. It's everything's there. It just needs someone to come in and say, nope, that's not fast enough. I think we've done as much as we can right now. And my honest, it's very, very hard for me to talk about this game because at the end of the day, you have to base it on what it's got going for it, and I feel like I can't do that. I feel like I would be misjudging the game if I was to judge it on what I've seen, because it needs so little to perfect it. I really do feel that way. You know, normally if it was something like Hold Your Own, which is so early access, and I didn't know a little bit more about it, I'd say, you know, it's probably not worth jumping on. You know, Hold Your Own I feel is worth jumping on, but there's a lot of games that I'd sort of say, you know what, with what I faced here, I'd say you definitely want to go and play Hold Your Own instead. Because it feels like each day I was getting somewhere. It was a joy to play, you know. I felt like I was levelling, like I was making progress, like I was getting to the new quests. Even if those quests were kind of becoming rinse-repeaty, I enjoyed doing my farming, going out, flying the copter, going to new islands. But it was all very, very bare bones. You know, I'm not trying to pretend that, you know, there was anything better than that. But if I was to just take this game exactly on what I've seen, I would say it's the most boring game I've ever fucking played in my life. And that would be grossly unfair to it. Normally I'd just say it and I'd turn it off and I'd never go back, but this is just it's so damn close to being like my favourite game that I've played. Well, what more can I say? You know, I can only say it as I see it. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would, but know what you're getting. Know that it's going to be slow progress. Play it a different way to me, perhaps. I don't know. I've loved the building, I love all the assets, I love the gunplay, I love the creatures. You know, I thought the animations were almost laughingly funny when I first started playing, but actually it works, you know. The world isn't particularly big. There's loads and loads of things that I don't like or feel that desperately need improving. But the actual experience has still been a really good one. I definitely have had, in a way, more fun than I did with Hold Your Own. Because everything just works, but then it all falls apart. It was almost as soon as I had the BCU up, I had this flurry of progression, getting down the stove and being able to keep that lit for longer, and then getting the generator up, and you know, expanding the base. And it felt like I was suddenly off on this brand new adventure, and then everything just stopped. The whole pacing went from slow to almost unbearably slow. I mean, I've been on for about 3-4 hours today, and all I've done is the same thing I've done every other day for the last like 3 or 4 streams. It's a flawed masterpiece, but a very heavily flawed masterpiece. Hold Your Own at the moment is probably just a slightly more fun game to play, because you'll put, you know, probably 50-60 hours into it, and then find there's not much more to do until they add some content. There's loads to do. You've got loads to do in this game because there is a hook. There's the hunters. I want to go and ambush them. I want to raid them. I want to be able to take them on when they raid me. I could put another 100 hours into it, no problem. I just can't, because I cannot keep just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over, waiting for ammunition to be produced. That's my summary. Anyway, thank you all very much for joining me. I will be back. We will be back tomorrow. It's been a really weird day today, so I apologise for getting on late. We will be back tomorrow. We'll try and make sure we're on before 10 o'clock tomorrow. I don't see any reason why not, unless something pops up. I've got some stuff to do tonight. So thank you for joining me. Big shout out to Fistmaster. Thank you very much for purchasing this game for us, mate. It's been interesting, and it's certainly been, and I do appreciate this, that the chats we've had after the streams on Discord. You know, to two different opinions to begin with, possibly, and now I can understand your honesty around the AI, and it was worth sticking it out to see that. It's going to be exciting to see where he takes it. So, sincerely, Fist, thank you very much. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the resubs. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the follows to each and every one of you. Thank you for being in chat. Hopefully see some of you tomorrow. Exclamation mark Discord will get you a link to our Discord servers. I will be on there later. And then I need to pop out, so I'll probably then get back on much later this evening. And Twitter, exclamation mark Twitter, if you want to know when the streams go live. Not sure what we'll be playing tomorrow. Genuinely need to put some thought into that. So watch this space. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all soon.